Buick GMC. They are professional grade.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Accounts subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes...
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
U.S. Truck Accessories presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show. From U.S. Truck Accessories in Conway and Searcy, your #1 Central Arkansas source for camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, and more. Veteran owned since 2002. Online at ustruckaccessories.net.
You're in the zone. Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show. Coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
With your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson on the Buzz Radio Network.
Feels so unlike everybody else, alone in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Let's go to Hennessy anyway. He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, got a picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% gear, be 100% clear, cause Ryder was ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots. His stocks through the roof, I heard him with that stock. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. Call him Ryder, he's sick and he's spitting fire and Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a nihilist porcupine. He's the type women wanna be within rappers. Hope he gets 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record with your notice taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, this is equally dope. You won't believe the kind of that comes out of this kid's throat. He's not your everyday on the block. He knows how to work with what he's got, making his way to the top. He often gets a comment on his name. People keep asking him, was it given that birth that doesn't stand for an acronym? No, he's leaving proof. Let him rock in the booth. He'll get you buzzing quicker than a shot of vodka with juice. Him and his crew are known around as one of the best. Dedicated to what they do and give 100%. Forget Mike. Nobody really knows how or why he works so hard. It seems like he's never got time because he writes every note. He writes every line.
Porro, Olmo, the return, Pedro Porro! They've only gotten better since. That's the end here in Dallas. Spain, for the second time in their history, will play in the FIFA World Cup final.
Hello, and a very pleasant good morning on a wet and wonderful and wild and also a What the Hell Wednesday here on The Zone on 103.7 The Buzz. Phil Elson, joined by one and only Joe Kleine and the one and only Moose here on The Zone up until 1 o'clock today. Good morning to all of you guys. And, hey, we got another semifinal, one that's got a historical matchup in terms of on the soccer pitch and also on the battlefield with Argentina and England. It was an entertaining match yesterday. All-Star game was a little bit of a snoozer if you try to stay up for it.
I tried.
I almost made it, Phil. I got to I think the top of the eighth.
Yeah.
You got farther than I did.
I saw the home run. I saw Vargas hit the home run.
I missed on the home run. I got all the nostalgia, though. It felt like that's...
I liked it. I thought they did a nice job.
Boys to men, yeah.
Well,
that kind of that was a little sappy to me, but I love
Philly.
There was a lot of sap yesterday, I think, in the game.
I like the fireworks thing when the kids started coming out. I'm like, here we go, and then
it was a lot.
But I thought it was pretty cool. When they when they gave all the players a sparkler.
Oh yeah,
stand on the topless. I was like,
you could tell it was going to be a little bit cheesy
when
you got
sitting there, and I was like, there ain't no way in hell Michael Jordan and them would have stood up. I mean, kudos to those guys.
Right.
I mean, good for them.
It's like they're supposed to put their arm around the guy with the kid with his bike, and sign an autograph on something that's almost impossible to sign an autograph on unless they're doing it on a baseball. And you can even see in the players' eyes, like, so how long do I have to do this? how long am I going to have to stand here with this kid and before I can send him off with a pat on the backside and have a great career?
Ray Charles live.
Yeah,
cool. That was cool. I like that.
Well, I mean, and look, I'm as nostalgic about baseball as anybody else. But even I, at moments yesterday, thought that they just dipped into it maybe a little bit too much. I mean, there was a pregame thing done by Rinaldi, which I thought was beautifully done. And then there's Miles Teller on the field detailing a lot of the same things that I think Rinaldi's trying to talk about. Then you get the ode to the Sandlot, and all of that stuff coming together all at once. And it almost felt sometimes like. I even feel like this when you're watching, like the at-bat for Kyle Schwarber, where he cannot keep the earpiece in his ear. You're like, well, what are we doing this for? Are we actually here to try to play a game, or are we here to shine a spotlight on some players?
I really liked Cease. Was that the pitcher?
Dylan Cease, yeah, the starting pitcher.
When he was talking and they weren't talking over him. And I loved, like, Smoltz was like, hey man, how about a curveball now?
Right.
So I really like that.
That was fun.
That was cool.
But it's so weird. Like Schwarber steps into the box before he even steps in, the earpiece falls out. Yeah. He spends 40 seconds trying to stick the thing back in, and then the count's 2-2. Just as he steps back into the box, you get, and I think it was Burkhart asks him, so how about that home run derby last night?
Yeah.
Literally 5 seconds before the pitch is coming.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, exactly what he's supposed to say. What he's supposed to say. This guy's about to throw 97.
Yeah.
And by the way, one pitcher almost came close to breaking one of the Stars' pinkies. Yeah. So maybe I want to focus on the pitch coming in instead of your question.
Yeah. Yeah. There's they got so many kinds of earpieces to where they could have had one wrapping around his ear that would have stayed in.
I thought it was funny. He said I stuck it in the wrong ear. Put it in the ear that's got the ear flap.
Yeah.
You're right.
You could. I didn't know that, but I thought that when they zoomed in on it one time, I was like, But anyway, it was. I thought they did some. I thought they did some things to hold it together.
Mm-hmm.
It made it. A lot of in the past, it's been unwatchable. Which, if there is an All-Star game that's watchable, it's the baseball one.
How do you feel? Do you ever watch the NBA All-Star game?
I can't do it anymore. I can't. I mean, and football too. When you're trying to change the game to make the All-Star game interesting, and you're changing how they play the game, I'm out, man.
Yeah, changing the rules essentially.
Yeah, I'm out. I mean, we're gonna have 3 teams and quarters, and I like the fact that I don't know how long it will last, but Wembanyama this year came in there and played.
Yeah,
and kind of was like, and see, that's the way Bird and all them were. It's like when they walked on the floor, Michael and all them, it didn't matter. A pickup game at the Boys and Girls Club. If there's other NBA guys in there, he wanted to show I'm the best dude on the floor.
Right.
Bird, I wanted to show I'm the best dude on the floor. Magic, I wanted to show I'm the best dude on the floor. So there was competitiveness. There was we're gonna go at it. And now it's we're all goofing off.
Everybody's high-fiving everybody.
It's it just, and then football. I get football because football's so violent.
Yeah.
And nowadays these guys are, you don't want your franchise left tackle,
of course, missing
the next year because he was going all out in a game in Hawaii that means absolutely nothing. And he doesn't want that either because the ramifications for him financially could be, astounding.
But yet you get Caminero stepping in against this 30-year-old rookie who's got a little bit of a fastball that tails.
Yeah.
And
throws a little high.
Imagine the looks on the Rays executives' faces when they see him go down and think, you could see where it hit that pinky.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't believe that thing wasn't broken.
Well, it wasn't the most exciting game. It certainly didn't have the kind of excitement that you had from the Home Run Derby, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was very good.
So your opinion on All-Star games as a whole is you want them closer to the game, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want don't make up a I don't want to watch NFL players play flag football. I don't. Sure.
It would be akin to basically turning the Home Run Derby and saying this is the All-Star game.
I want you when you're playing in the All-Star game, I don't want you to just let some guy, he's got the ball, I'm going to let him come right down the middle and do a dunk because, guard him.
Yeah.
Again, I don't expect you to play 48 minutes. You got 12 guys on the team. Everybody played, there's 200 minutes in a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little over 10 minutes a game. If you don't want to get hurt, play 7 minutes in the first half, play 7 minutes in the second half. And
well, they say nobody plays defense in the All-Star game, right?
Right. No,
basically.
It
was almost nothing but defense in the All-Star game yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it just to me and I don't like everybody and it's just it just to me I do not like it. And I know, and again, it's not going to, they can do whatever they want until the players care and the players want to win. But, the only way you can incentivize players to win is that they want to go out there every time. Like I reiterated, Michael and them, it was personal to them. They can put as much money as they want on these games. Even in baseball, when they said, we're going to make it, the dumbest thing ever when it gave home field advantage.
Hey, we saw how Michael reacted to the I forget exactly the kind of game he was playing with the head of the ushers at the United Center. The famous moment in the last.
Hell, he got so mad at Isaiah and them.
Yeah.
For his first All-Star game because he said they snubbed him. And that because he didn't win MVP. He said, "Well, I didn't win MVP because they snubbed me. They didn't give me the ball. They subbed me." And he held that grudge. I mean,
that carried all the way through
the Olympics.
Yeah.
The word on, and there's no way with Chuck Daly as the coach
that Thomas is
92
not,
that he's not on that team.
Right.
And I to this day, but I thought it was a terrible look even back then. I said it back then. How in the hell can Chuck Daly not sit in that room and go, look, man,
you got some power, right?
Look, man, if this dude ain't on the team,
how's that conversation go?
I mean, it's just I'm not coaching.
Right.
I'm not coaching the team.
Sure.
If my guy's not on this team, I'm not coaching this team. I mean, this guy got me to the finals 3 years in a row. If he wouldn't have got hurt, we would have won 3 in a row. And you're not going to pick him.
Mm-hmm.
I love John Stockton. John Stockton's not better than Isaiah Thomas. I mean, people will probably call him Isaiah Thomas is arguably the best under 6 foot player ever. You can make that people will, Tiny Archibald, and I don't know the stats, but you can make a legit argument 6 foot and under. Isaiah Thomas is the best player.
Based on what I remember watching, I would agree with you. Yes.
Yeah. No, he was incredible. I mean, he was he was he wasn't a 40-point game guy. Now he could get 40 or 50, but I mean he was passing and he played D. I mean he was an incredible, one of the most underrated players ever in my opinion.
Well, I thought what was on display yesterday in Philadelphia is I think it was something like 21 or 22 different pitchers get on the mound. None of them are going to go any longer than an inning. They're all aware of that. I think only one pitcher went more than an inning.
You could tell they wanted to take Sanchez out in that first inning.
Oh, he kept saying one more, one more 2-run singles. Just let me allow one more of those.
It was like my granddaughter, one more cookie, Pop. One more cookie. One more cookie.
And that's a guy who had a scoreless streak. He had a scoreless streak of, I think, around 50 innings earlier this year.
Yeah.
But you had 27 strikeouts and a total of 10 hits in a game that's dominated by the pitchers, in a sport right now that is dominated by pitchers, and it was fully on display yesterday.
Yeah. No, it was the pitching was impressive. And I mean, I don't know, they could never do that, but I loved that inning when they had the pitcher mic'd up, and they were just, I thought that.
Well, that's your chance to get in on.
Oh yeah.
So you're talking to a batter, and the broadcast crew's talking to a batter in the batter's box. I don't really know if you're getting necessarily like the inside game when you get the pitcher talking to the catcher, and you're just in on the conversation. Yeah. It's like I would like to be. They'll never do it, but do you think it would be fun? Because they do this in NASCAR, where you can listen to the pit crew talking to the driver. Wouldn't it be fun to be in on the conversation between a head coach and a coordinator? Yeah. You're never going to hear these things, but I'd like to be in on that conversation.
Yep, absolutely. You get the inside scoop. Kind of the, let's do that. We've thrown. I liked it when he said, "Well, we've thrown him 3 fastballs." Schwarber, the first 3 were fastballs. He goes, "We've thrown him 3 in a row. Probably ought to go to a curve right here."
To that hitter of all hitters too.
Yeah. So I really liked all that. I thought it was outstanding.
Well, now we get to literally the quietest day of the year in sports. Yeah. If it weren't for this semifinal with Argentina and England, the only thing you would have is Summer League, WNBA, and the ESPYs. Yeah. And I've ignored the ESPYs for a long time.
Yeah, I am too. I'm not into that. I don't like award shows.
I'm not in on them either.
Because again, not everybody does it, and my wife watches them, and it's gotten less and less. But I don't want the political.
Sure.
Get your award. No, I'm a sports guy to where, man, I do not care what LeBron James thinks of what's going on in Iran. I don't care, and I don't want to hear it. I don't want it now. If he wants to talk on his time, but don't put it on me. When it gets political, and it goes both ways. I thought last year, who was the dude that hosted him last year? The Bud Light guy,
Shane Gillis.
I couldn't. Solid. First of all, I could not believe that they let him in the room.
I didn't even remember who hosted it. It shows you. I just don't watch this thing.
But I watched a little bit of his monologue. Yeah, and it was like, damn.
That's all. Well, he didn't hold any punches. Yeah,
he turn it into a roast. I mean, this basically what you do.
But I mean,
that's what you should be doing.
But I like. But see, I enjoyed that because he was a, there was no, I'm going right and I'm going left.
So like a Ricky Gervais at the Oscars, insulting everybody he can.
It should be. Nobody should be off limits.
Right. That's what there's no agenda. Yeah. I'm coming after all of you.
Well, and I was going to say that's the only thing I watch any of that for. I don't care who wins the awards. I care if the host is funny.
Right.
That's all I'm interested in. And you can catch that tomorrow on Instagram. You just scroll through and see the best bits on that. This year, I think it's a guy from SNL, Marcelo.
Marcelo Hernandez.
Yeah, he's an SNL guy right now.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either, and I haven't watched SNL in a couple of years.
Yeah, I can't stay up.
I don't know who that is. Yeah, if I can't stay up for the end of the All-Star game, heck, I couldn't even stay up to watch Boys to Men.
Yeah,
haven't been feeling great. You've seen this parasite that might be going around.
Yes. Thankfully, it is not transferable.
Yes, thankfully it's not transferable. I don't know what it was, what I ate, or what it is, but let's just put it this way. I am conserving my energy for between 10 and 1.
Did you have lettuce? Lettuce is the...
Here's the thing. You got to think, what did I eat 2 weeks ago?
Lettuce.
Right.
I don't remember what I ate 3 days ago.
It was berries, too, I think.
Lettuce and berries, man.
So I saw there's one confirmed case. I guess... I went and saw the doctor today. We didn't do a test. We're just going to treat the thing, so I don't know if it's confirmed. I'll just throw it out there. I can be the second confirmed case. Why not?
Well, I'm glad I'm
this
here
just
today.
in.
I know it's not transferable.
It's not transferable at all.
I'm glad. I'm so glad I'm here.
Very glad. You're right there. That's right. Don't worry. It's not a virus. It's not a virus. And I got to make sure, because next week, Joe, I'm going to Boston and New England and Maine, and I'm taking my son. And Boston is one of the great food cities in the United States. Maine, of course, is a great food state. I'm just planning on going eating lobster for 10 days straight. But right now, I'm not interested in eating anything.
Yeah. What's the treatment?
It's an antibiotic.
Okay. All right.
Simple antibiotic,
Good.
10 days, 7 to 10 days, and that'll be it. And I get, hopefully, I can taste food that I'm eating, so I know it's not, COVID, which I've had a couple of times. I know it's not a virus because I'm not throwing up. Reading all of the symptoms of this, I kind of have a sense of what it is.
Ugh.
So between 10 and 1, I'm feeling good. After 1 o'clock, Moose can confirm. I don't look all that good.
Couch.
Fades out.
Soccer game.
Pretty much.
Perfect weather for laying on the couch watching some sports today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, it is flash flood weather.
We just need more sports for it.
Yeah, well, you get back to baseball season tomorrow. And
Mets, Phillies.
Well, so college football is really right around the corner. You got SEC Media Days start next week. Today, Sun Belt Media Days begin. ACC Media Days begin. You had Big 12 last week, so it's all starting to come to a head. And today would be a day for the commissioner of the ACC to point out all of the ways that conference is not the SEC. Now, they're going to the ACC and the rest of their cohorts are all for the Protect College Save Sports Act. And they will be up there talking about it and banging that horse as much as they can. I saw where they're talking about a brand new tiebreaker in the ACC because, get a load of this, they have 18 schools, but 17 of them play football. Notre Dame doesn't play football in the ACC. So this year they have a 9-game schedule, but because of some other contracts that they're still honoring, some of the ACC teams will play 9 games. Some of the ACC teams will play 8 games. And then in the future,
janky. It's so
and see how it just even stays janky, Moose. Because you have a 17-team league, one of those schools every year will play 8 conference games instead of 9. So we think we've got a league here in the SEC that's goofy because we have one single standings column, and I hate it. I think you should have divisions in football and baseball, but we don't. At least all the schools play the same amount of play the same amount of games. They're going to figure out a tiebreaker based on essentially a BCS formula. Call it something else for the ACC.
And how many years? I mean, it's like it's on rinse and repeat with us. Our football schedule compared to like Missouri, every year it's just like, why can't we just have 1 year where we get that schedule? I mean, it's just every year, and especially when
I don't think Missouri even left the state of Missouri until mid to late October last year.
Yeah, and so it's just like, I mean, and that's the way it is. And again, it's just so hard. Like in basketball, I wish they would just say, look, in basketball, we've got how many teams? 16 teams in it. Mm-hmm. Everybody's, you're going to play, everybody. Somehow you got to almost try to play everybody, get a home and home.
I love the home and home. Back when we played in the Sun Belt, when I was doing the Sun Belt games, you had home and homes with everybody.
Now, again, that's going to give you 30 games.
So you can't. But if you did divisions and you played home and home with your divisions, maybe you could figure that out.
Everything is a little more on equal. It's a little more even playing field. But again, you have Arkansas this year. We get to start off in football with Georgia.
After Utah. Utah maybe. I don't know much. I'll start digging into what Utah looks like. Probably next week or the week after next.
Well,
but they're going to be good, is my anticipation.
They're going to be better than Memphis at Memphis last year. You can bet on that. I mean, so again, I know the SEC has mandated that you play one game like that, but that should have all been waived when you up the ante for another conference game.
Oh yeah, we kept it. Yeah. We kept the Power 4 game that you had to keep scheduled in there, which is Notre Dame next year.
Yeah. No, yeah. Is it Notre Dame next year?
Pretty sure it's Notre Dame next year. I think you still got Oklahoma State. I'll double check this year because I've got Arkansas future football schedules basically locked in here to the Google. As I say that, and of course the mouse doesn't want to work the way it should be working. All right, you got Oklahoma State next year, Notre Dame at Notre Dame in 28, Utah in 29 in Fayetteville, Texas Tech in Vegas in 30, Texas Tech at home in 31, so on and so forth. By then, who knows what college football looks like?
Well, or what those teams are. Yeah. Completely different teams in 2 years apart from each other.
Everything changes year to year now.
Flip it like crazy.
So.
Busy day in the zone today. We'll have Michael Felder coming on at about an hour from now, digging into some stuff on college football. We have the Razorback attendees announced as well. Running back Sutton Smith, defensive end Quincy Rhodes, center Caden Kittler will be joining Ryan Silverfield next Thursday. We will be getting into the FIFA World Cup semifinals. We've got question of the day coming up, which has something to do with the Daylight Savings Time law, the Sunshine Protection Act, which the U.S. House has passed. We'll see what the Senate does with that. Question of the day, do you approve of permanent daylight savings time? Because we are basically one vote away from being given the opportunity to do that in the state of Arkansas. There are 19 other states that have passed a law to go to permanent daylight savings time if Congress passes this act. Would you like to see that in Arkansas? Calls or texts, our Middleton Heat and Air text line and the Jim's Razorback Pizza hotline, 501-661-1037 here on The Zone, and we're back after the break.
There's something about you, girl, that makes me sweat.
This is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, you can turn to my friends at UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. From sports injuries to any kind of problems with your hips or knees, shoulders, elbows, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more, you get the picture. Their team provides comprehensive care to help you move better and get back to doing what you love pain-free. UAMS Health has Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. They are true experts whose teaching and research are relied on by other physicians. Expert care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital, clinics in North Little Rock, and the new location at Rodney Parham next to UAMS Health Urology Center, with a first-class dedicated space for therapy. Need walk-in care for an orthopedic injury? UAMS Ortho Now is located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. Call 501-686-TOSH with any questions, 501-686-8674. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
Listen for Champs and Chumps on Fridays during The Zone. Brought to you by Washita Bar and Grill on Central Avenue in Hot Springs and BKC Home Builders, building premier homes in Hot Springs.
This is Sports Center.
In the World Cup yesterday, Spain shut out France 2-0 to earn their place in the World Cup final for just the second time in their history. Spain advanced behind goals from Mikel Oyarzabal and Pedro Porro, and they await the winner of today's match between Argentina and England. That game is at 2 this afternoon on Fox. And in NBA Summer League action, former Razorback Trevor Brazile put on a show and led all scorers with 32 points as his Denver Nuggets beat the Oklahoma City Thunder yesterday. He went 11 of 19 from the field, including 6 of 12 from 3, and added 6 rebounds. Darius Acuff Jr. also led both teams in scoring in the Sacramento Kings loss to the Brooklyn Nets. He shot 50% from the field on his way to 26 points and 5 assists. You can see Acuff and the Kings again tonight as they take on the Celtics at 7 on ESPN2, and you can also see if Malik Thomas stays hot as the Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Pelicans at 4:30 on Prime Video. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
Willie D's Dueling Pianos has not moved yet. They're still rocking right here in the Little Rock River Market. Dueling Pianos upstairs, DJs downstairs with food and drinks every week. Reserve and learn more at WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Come and get your Willie on.
Around here, reputation matters. That's why homeowners and business owners turn to the professionals at CertaPro Painters for their painting projects. From detailed residential painting to professionally managed commercial projects, our crews deliver craftsmanship that protects your investment and enhances curb appeal. Spring weather won't last forever, and neither will the open slots on the schedule. If painting is on your list this year, now's the time. Call CertaPro Painters or visit CertaPro.com and reserve your spring project today. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Hello, this is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and a new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walk-in care, choose UAMS Ortho Now. Call 501-686-TOSH. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen to Morning Mayhem for your chance to finish the lyric of a Justin Moore song, brought to you by Hagen's Chrysler, Dodge Ram in Morrilton. With a huge selection of Ram trucks ready to roll with a great selection of pre-owned vehicles. Shop online at HagensDCMotors.com.
You're back in the zone, a place filled with sports, fun, knowledge, and sarcasm. Now, let's get back to more of the show in the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio with your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson.
All right, so there are 19 states that are on edge, waiting to maybe do permanent daylight savings time. The law says now you can do permanent standard time, but a state cannot do permanent daylight savings time unless this Sunshine Protection Act is passed. And we have a text in on the Middleton Heat and Air text line about this from Joe in Point. It says, absolutely, keep it like it is now. Gives us that work late. Some of us who work late sometimes get a chance to see daylight and get things done in the evening when we get off work. And
so where do they want to move it to? Do they want to, is it
permanent savings time, which is springing ahead.
So that it's lighter, longer.
Lighter, longer, but darker earlier. Right. And it doesn't affect you now.
Right.
It wouldn't affect you now at all.
Yeah,
but
because it's but in the winter.
Well, what's crazy to me is it feels like such you're double correcting it. When you do the daylight saving time, you're already at a time where the sun is setting later or earlier, right? Like there's a day in the summer that they always call the longest day of the year.
The solstice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like around June 23rd or something. It's right around there somewhere.
Right. So we're admitting that the sun is already doing this for us. We do not have to do the clocks too. You're just doubling down on it, and that's strange to me. Because in the winter, if it gets dark at 5, it could really get dark at, quote unquote 6 at the new one. That's just so goofy to me that it's already getting darker earlier, and then you're adding another hour back so it gets darker even earlier. And I never understood that.
By disrupting the sleep patterns of Americans twice a year, do you guys ever feel a little, that you are, let's put it in proper terms here, because when I don't sleep well, I can sometimes turn into a whiny little bee.
Yeah. That's the official medical term for it, I think. It's discombobulated. I think that's right, yeah.
You feel discombobulated after the clocks change? Nah, or is that just a permanent feeling?
Yeah.
I'm off already. Yeah.
We'll get it. So here, if on January 15th, if we do permanent daylight savings time, the sunrise in Kansas City would be 8:35. The sunset would be 6:19.
I like that.
We would end up with an 8:15 sunrise in Little Rock on one of the graphics that I see here. That's with kids in school for, in some cases, about 30 minutes.
I always thought it was also the farmer, but then I thought it was also that aspect of it that you're taking kids to school and stuff in the dark and blah blah blah.
Now you were alive when the country did this once. I wasn't. 1974, the government passed a permanent daylight savings act, and I think less than a year later it was repealed because everybody hated it. So it's almost like one of those expectations of, be careful what you wish for, you might actually get it. But this is right on the doorstep of the Senate right now. I think the president said he'll sign it. So but I also think that this is a state by state thing. So Arkansas does not have one of those laws passed, like a trigger law. But I assume we might get to that point.
Yeah, this is saying you have to do it. That the clock is you can't have Arizona and Indiana, as we were talking in the break, to where they say we're not moving. We're not going to move our clock. Everybody else around you can move the clock. We're not moving.
Right, because we're in savings time right now. If this law passes, and I guess it just states a date, and I haven't read the law, but it might state a date or whenever you're supposed to revert back to standard time. Where you're supposed to fall back and be like, don't do that this time.
So weird. I would love to know what it is that makes it that people want to keep it. I'd want to know what makes them want to change the clocks twice a year. I don't get that.
Yeah, I'm for longer days in the evening.
Yeah,
Honestly,
in the winter.
I don't mind the sun not being up in the morning when I wake up.
Me neither.
The sun has not been up when I wake up for a long time.
I'm okay with that too.
I'm all right with watching the sun rise as I'm drinking coffee in the morning, getting prepared for the show. I don't know if my kid, who would be waiting for the bus at the bus stop in darkness, cares very much about that.
To be fair, that's a point I would have not really thought about. I don't have kids, so I get that. But to me that's a decent reason to not want the darkness in the morning. I get that.
Always thought,
I do get that.
And as you alluded to, the farmers nowadays with the technology, the daylight is not that big of a deal with the equipment they have. But that the kid thing, the bus stop and the school thing, I thought was kind of probably more so than the farmers thing driving this.
I was reading about what it was like in '74 when this law passed, and some kids were wearing reflective tape to the bus stop, and there might have been an uptick in
getting hit by something,
traffic injuries around the bus stop. Again, these are things I'm reading. I wasn't around for this. It was also a bit of an answer to the oil embargo, which we're not worried about that quite to that level right now. So it's whole different reasons. I think it's much more about people just want more sun. People just want more sun.
Yeah, they want longer. They want to
when they're up.
When they're up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when they get off work or something, they can. I don't know.
I'm always surprised by the statistics. It says stuff, when you lose that hour of sleep, how many people have like heart attacks, strokes. It's the biggest day of the year, at least one of them, for car accidents afterwards. And I always think that's crazy. It's just, it's
anger episodes.
Yeah, it's interesting that
road rage.
1 hour difference of sleep, which I feel like I get sometimes throughout the week. I'll have like 1 hour less or 1 hour more. It's crazy like how many people are just teetering on that edge of like health. Like that 1 hour is going to change something. But if they're basing it off that too, then, you're getting just as many people and just as much issue out of, changing the clocks once a year. So I don't know why, I don't know the weight on either one. Personally, though, yes, I don't think we should ever change it again.
It's like the kind of thing that every 40 years may just come up again,
yeah.
Because it's been, a little over 50 years since this conversation reached the zenith that it's at right now the last time. 501-661-1037 is our Middleton Heat and Air text line and our Jim's Razorback Pizza hotline. I'm going to ask you see the players that Silverfield's bringing to Media Days next week. It's interesting because he's bringing the guy who was one of his two best running backs at Memphis last year, Sutton Smith, had his best career game against Arkansas, bringing Caden Kittler, who started at center last year, committed to transfer from UCF to Arkansas to play for Sam Pittman, stays in order to play for Ryan Silverfield, and he's got Quincy Rhodes, who is a dyed-in-the-wool Razorback and probably could have made himself available for the draft and gotten selected this last year, but I think, based on what we saw from him last year, there's a chance for him to move up into the first round this next season, and of course, he committed to Sam Pittman out of high school. So, you're going to have a couple of players with this perspective of, I signed to play for Sam, decided to stay here with Coach Silverfield, and then someone who's played with Coach Silverfield his entire career.
But not a Razorback yet.
But not as a Razorback. And then with Smith, he's never really been a featured back. He split the carries last year. I'm assuming that the same thing will happen this year too. But it's just kind of interesting to see the three players he's brought with him, because it is a team that's made up so much of transfers. But if you don't have a good center and you don't have somebody that can rush the quarterback, you're not going to have much of a team anyway.
Right. And, probably in the SEC you need again, that's where we fall behind. You need numerous guys like that. You need several guys like that. You need backups that are not quite on that level but capable to fill in on injury and things like that. And I think that's always been the thing with Arkansas is that you start getting to that second tier, that second lineman, whereas Alabama in the past, they've got a third-year redshirt junior that's the
5-star recruit,
that's waiting his turn and can't wait to get in there. We've got a redshirt freshman, and so I think that's where the difference is in the money. I think you have the money to go to the second level of your line, your interior line, your on both sides of the ball, and get guys, and then you have the ability to keep people because nowadays, because of the money that will stick around, that gives you some depth, whereas a lot of teams that are kind of trying to make it work, that are not as fortunate as other teams, you can't spend this amount of money on your seventh lineman.
Yep. See, and that's why I want to hear from Quincy Rhodes about what he thinks the depth around him at end and tackle looks like.
You can take Quincy Rhodes out.
Mm-hmm.
You can say he's not going to. If you want to, you can sit there and go, he's not touching our quarterback today. You can scheme your whole thing to where we're going to take him out. Now, in doing that, do you have somebody that
on the other side
that can win? Yep. That's not going to get that attention. Can he win his one-on-one battle? That can he? Now that he's not getting the attention, can he be an impact player? Can your other people on the line that again aren't going to be getting the attention? Can they impact the game? And I think that's that's huge. You have to have that because again, if Quincy Rhodes is all you got, and a lot of times last year that's what it looked like. I mean, you can negate him just like you can. I mean, if teams wanted to last year to negate Acuff, they could have, they wouldn't have shut him down, but they could have. They could
double
said,
force a certain way.
Look, man, this dude, he's not going to hurt us. But then you had, Thomas and other people that frees them up, and they're very good players. And so now, it's like I was always telling you when I played with Bird and the Lakers and all that. When I played with great players, it was awesome. I got wide open shots.
Yeah.
When the shot went up, nobody was in front of me to block me out. I mean, it was like frolicking through the park. It was the greatest thing ever. You go to the Nets or you're playing with the Kings, and you're like sitting there and your guy's guarding you, and you're like, don't you have somewhere to go?
Life's a little different here.
Don't you have somebody to go double? What are you doing? You need to go somewhere. So
it feels like they've really tried to build that depth.
Yeah,
at defensive tackle,
that's what great teams,
secondary.
Yeah, and you got to have it. And then you got to do like Indiana does. Indiana, and that's that's what everybody says now. But again, you have to coach these guys up. You got to have a staff that can really coach them up, can scheme them, and then Indiana was able to do that. They had good players. They were able to do that first year, and then they were able to retain them and keep coaching them up, and then boom.
The scary aspect about Indiana, and I know we got a break here in a moment, is that they won that national title last year, if I remember correctly, on a team that might have spent $15 million on it, which is nowhere near the level of a lot of the teams that they played on the way there. They won that championship without really all that much support from Mark Cuban. I know Cuban paid for Mendoza. And without Mendoza, they don't win the championship. Right. But he's now committing more money to Indiana football based on what he just saw.
The retention and the evaluation. Retention, the evaluation, number one. And then they were able to retain.
Mm-hmm.
And boom.
We'll get through some texts on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Wrap up hour number one of the Zone in just a moment.
I got smart, I got rich, and I got still. And they all look like my eyebrows, slick as hell. Love yourself, girl.
It's Justin Ankery for LeVar Law. For 30 years, Alan LeVar and his team have been helping injury victims across Arkansas. So when you hear their catchphrase, hurt in a car, call LeVar, it means a lot. You talk to real lawyers who know the state of Arkansas. It's not some national call center from out of state. They deal with the insurance companies so you don't have to. And if you can't come to them, they will come to you. The great thing about LeVar Law is your consultation is always free, it's always confidential, and there's no fee unless they win. When you call LeVar Law, you automatically get a lawyer who's on your side, someone who understands the laws, the courts, and the communities across the natural state. At LeVar Law, you're treated like a person, not a case number. So If you're hurt in a car, call LeVar. That's what it's all about. Arkansas is strong for 30 years, and they're ready when you need them. LeVar Law, Injury, and Accident Lawyers. They're Arkansas built. They're Arkansas trusted.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the Southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Hey guys, Heath Boothby here, Crane Hyundai of Little Rock. Whether it's the huge inventory, the great deals, the specials, the #1 service department in Little Rock, come find out why me and my team are Little Rock's #1 dealership for sales and service. We have the Hyundai Getaway Sales event happening right now, 0% interest on all Tucsons and Santa Fe's, as well as just a multitude of discounts on everything else on the lot. Come see us, Crane Hyundai of Little Rock, off Colonel Glenn.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is Trey Johnson with HJ Trailer Sales. Spring is here, and y'all have made us the #1 truck bed dealer in the state. We want to thank you for your support and business. If you're looking for the best customer service from folks that can handle any type of trailer and take care of you after the sale, with hometown service, it's HJ Trailer Sales. Our team will handle all your service and warranty needs. See what great customer service looks like at HJ Trailer Sales on Albert Pike in Hot Springs, or check us out on Facebook.
What if someone did play-by-play of your life? Example, what would it sound like if you visited, say, Genesis of Conway? There's the arrival. Look at the reaction on that face at seeing a dealership that is so luxurious. And going for a test drive now of a GV80, and the smile is huge. And here it comes, the big play, $8,000 off the price of that very same GV80. Let's hear it again in slow motion. $8,000 off. Winner, Genesis of Conway. The future of luxury today.
Welcome back to The Zone, live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio with your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson.
They're entertainers.
They're also heroes.
Those guys are ballers, Joe.
On the Buzz Radio Network.
Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun up? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on.
The daylight savings conversation brings out a lot of opinions from people here. JW says, yeah, BS with the time zone needs to stop. People get used to one. It's not time zone, it's just time changes. People get used to time changes, and then it's like no big deal. Out of the 501 says, some of us go to work in the dark and get home in the dark in winter, and that sucks. Yes, I could see how that would suck.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They could say that regarding daylight savings time for placement on the planet, we should have daylight for the hours we are awake, work, and going to school. Take it a step further, say school schedules breaks should also make sense for our hemisphere. So this listener wants to have a winter break instead of a summer break for school. Since we're missing school anyway, we get like 3 weeks or 2 weeks. He wants to extend that.
Well, let me tell you, man.
2 months in wintertime?
There's some colleges.
Yeah, they'll go a whole month. Yeah.
I remember when my kids were in college, it was like, middle of January. It's like, all right, man, when the hell are y'all getting the hell out of here?
I think the coldest I've ever been, Joe.
My nest was empty. I preferred it that way.
We love you,
but
y'all got to get the hell up out of here.
We're paying for you to live up here, not paying for you to live down here.
Rebecca says we need to go back to standard time and leave it. Daylight savings time is not needed. Only in our country would have people thinking that you cut the top off a blanket, add it to the bottom, and think you got a longer blanket. I know it doesn't make the day longer. It's just supposed to have more sunshine for the time that you're awake, right? Is that the whole thought here?
Well, it's not working in the winter, though.
Yes.
Never going to work in the winter. Out of the 870, school children is why people don't want it. The idea started on the coast during World War II. And then here's a good one. Only lazy people don't want to be light at till 8 in the morning. Daylight savings time is stupid, and so is anyone who likes it.
There we go.
Very definitive statement.
What's the
on our question of the day poll? 46% say they would approve of permanent daylight savings. 38% say no, and the rest don't care. I kind of wonder if I'm in that don't care
I'm kind of
bank.
indifferent to it.
It doesn't affect me at all enough. Like, I'm not in that percentage that it messes me up for the whole week after the clock change or anything like that. But I don't understand when the Earth is doing it for us why we are doubling down on it. That I just will not. I do not get that. We're getting more sun already in the summer. We're getting less sun already in the winter,
Superman that could change the clocks like that.
Yeah.
He flew around the Earth in
3 times.
Superman in 78, 79? That's right.
Yeah. See, I just don't understand.
Well, I hate it the day after, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the only day. I don't really worry about it or think about it too much after that. Maybe part of this is because, before I started doing this show, I didn't drive to work. I walked from my bedroom to the home studio, and now I'm driving to work at like 9 in the morning, so it's going to be sunny no matter what.
Years ago, we had a really bad experience with it. I did. We were on spring break with all our kids in Phoenix, and it moved forward. And our flight was that day.
Oh.
And we did not move forward.
Oh.
And we missed our
Before the phone does it for you.
See, now it does it for you, but then there's always the clock on the stove and the microwave. You got to do it yourself.
There were 6 of us.
That's tough.
Yikes.
That was a tough one. That was a Dana, didn't I tell you?
Very quickly, not on me. Very quickly,
right,
that's
right
not on
after
me.
she said, "Joe, I told you." Yeah,
hilarious. When I was, of going out and having fun and partying age, we would always be excited about the extra hour to drink on a Saturday. And, it would be 2 o'clock and it'd switch and we'd go, hey, it's 1 o'clock. We got another hour. You don't close for another hour. That's awesome. But then we'd boo when the clock went forward again in the fall. We'd boo because we lost the hour to hang out at the bars. Yeah.
The thing like Kentucky, it's split between 2 time zones.
Yeah.
Maybe just have 1 time zone per state. That might help. Because I never remember when we go to Lexington whether I'm in Central or Eastern time zone. Just if I knew going to Kentucky, whichever, just the state. Because I know Indiana used to have a little carve out. Yeah. There was a little carve out for Central time zone for the part of Indiana that was just so connected to Chicago.
Right.
That's where people were going to work.
Right.
And I don't know if they do that anymore in Indiana. Anyway, this is just the national conversation for the day because it looks like Congress is it's up to the Senate. Senator Cotton says no. Our own Senator Cotton here in Arkansas says he's not going to vote for it, at least not yet.
Not going to vote to make this permanent.
Nope.
Gotcha.
He will not. This listener was in elementary school in the 70s when this happened last. He says, we went to bus stops with flashlights and had reflector tapes on our backs.
Yeah, I was in, 74?
That's understandable to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was walking to school, so it didn't matter. I was in Slater, Missouri. There was no bus stop.
Now I walked to high school because I was with it. If you could take the bus if you were within 2 miles from school. You're like 1.7 miles. So I walked to school in the dark because school started at like 7:30.
Sure.
I was starting to walk at 7 o'clock. It was cold. Did I complain? Hell yes, I complained. Mom, why don't you give me a ride for crying out loud? Don't you love me?
Don't they also? We could just start school a little later, right? If that became that issue, like they already have tests out there, studies out there that show that students are more active after. They're not going to do as well if they wake up that early. They're going to do better when the sun's up anyway.
Yeah,
just give it a little bit.
I think some of that.
You're not going to change their whole world though.
Some parents take their kid to work, take their kids to school, then to work. Now you're getting into that dynamic.
If they could do something about shortening the wait for the line for pickup at school, I think most parents would vote for that first and
I
foremost.
think that needs to go to the Senate.
Hey, The Zone is right back with a Red White Report.
BKC Home Builders are the premier home builders, providing custom builds and remodels. No matter what size your dream is, BKC will walk you through all the phases, from house plans to landscaping, to make your custom home as beautiful as you imagine. The team at BKC will be with you through the entire process. If you're looking for commercial building or remodeling, BKC has your commercial needs covered as well. BKCHomebuilders.com or find them on Facebook. That's BKC Home Builders in Hot Springs.
Looking for a lunch spot that's fast, fun, and won't wreck your wallet? Head to Brewski's Pub and Grub with locations in downtown Little Rock and North Little Rock. The Brewski's Babes are serving up ice-cold drinks, smash burgers, loaded fries, wings, wraps, and more. Fast enough for your lunch break and priced right every day of the week. Escape the office and grab lunch with friends. Brewski's, the spot for good vibes, great food, and quick service. Brewski's Downtown and Brewski's North Little Rock open daily at 11. Brewski's, your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night.
Genesis of Conway presents Craig O'Neill each week when he joins Roger, Baz, and Justin on Morning Mayhem. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
Sports. We've got that wood.
I got that wood.
And much more than you can handle on 103.7 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock.
Divers have found the body of a missing 85-year-old man in Garland County. Thomas Ross's body was discovered on Lake Hamilton just before noon yesterday. He was reported missing on Monday. Investigators learned that he was cleaning his boat when he disappeared. His body has been sent to the state crime lab to determine an official cause of death. And a new hearing for Joseph Duggar's Florida case has been set for September 15th. Duggar is accused of molesting a child while on vacation in Florida. Duggar's attorney says he believed the state of Florida received all discovery from Arkansas in this case. Of course, to stay up to date on this and several other stories, head to our website, krk.com. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Jessica Rockwell.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
With KARK's Pat Walker.
Rain chances are still high today, a 70% chance of rain and thunderstorms with a high of only 86 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a 20% chance of a shower or thunderstorm with an overnight low of 71. Tomorrow, we'll get back into the 90s, a high of 91, partly cloudy with some isolated showers or thunderstorms. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
The Summer of 1,000 Engagements is going strong at all 5 Robert Irwin Jewelers locations. Right now, not only save up to 40% off your engagement ring, but spend $34.99 or more, and you're going to receive a free diamond wedding band. And of course, the RIJ Way includes 365 days to return your custom-made ring, free ring sizing, and ring cleaning for life. Ask now and pay later. Financing options also available. Bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices. Robert Irwin Jewelers.
Hello, this is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and a new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock, next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walk-in care, choose UAMS Ortho now. Call 501-686-TOSH. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. BABBEL.com.
The Honda Ride Red and Save Green sales event is happening at Honda Russellville. Get more done with a Pioneer 700 or 1000 side-by-side. Swing a leg over a dependable 4Trax Rancher ATV. Take your crew in a 4-seat Pioneer 704 or 5-seat Pioneer 1005. Bonus bucks on select models, plus low-rate financing for qualified buyers. Visit HondaRussellville.com.
For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear your seatbelt and close the side vents and doors when operating a side-by-side. Honda side-by-sides and ATVs are for riders 16 and older.
Looking for a powerful new truck? Make the smart drive to Smart Buick GMC in Whitehall. They've got a huge selection of rugged GMC trucks waiting for you right now, starting at just $38,296 for work, play, and everything in between. No matter where you are, Whitehall is a short drive from anywhere. So come find your new truck today or browse their entire inventory online now at smartbuickgmc.com. Smart Buick GMC. They are professional grade.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This feeling is brought to you by Aleve for Arthritis Pain Relief. What feeling is that? Well, it's the feeling you feel when you have relief from arthritis pain. It's that my hands don't hurt just holding things feeling. That wow, I can actually move well feeling. You know, that go about your day without worrying about every little movement or ache feeling. Oh yeah, because Aleve targets arthritis pain at the source of inflammation for long-lasting relief, so you can keep moving through it. Feel up to 12 hours of arthritis pain relief with one dose. Feel Aleve. Use is directed for minor arthritis pain.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're in the zone. Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show. Coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
With your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson on the Buzz Radio Network.
Feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, picking it up.
Welcome back to the Zone. Want to tell you about Johnston's Home Center today. Johnston's Home Center in Benton. That's your place to visit when you're looking for all the best brands for appliances, furniture, mattresses, outdoor equipment, and sewing machines. Treat you like family at Johnston's Home Center. They've been doing it since 1979. Established all those years ago by Joe and Kristen Johnston. Their son and daughter, Robert and Kristen, keep the family business running. And if you can't find it at Johnston's Home Center in Benton, you probably do not need it. All the best brands. General Electric, Whirlpool, getting stains out of favorite shirts, baking cookies, and everything in between. KitchenAid appliances, from the stand mixer to innovative appliances as well. Check out a full line of steel products. You can get a look, all of them, online at johnstonsHomeCenter.com. Johnston's Home Center in Benton. If you can't find it there, you probably don't need it.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
Oh my goodness, did Trevin Brazil have a game last night in the NBA Summer League for the Nuggets as they defeated Oklahoma City 106-103. Trevin scored 32 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, finished 11 out of 19 from the field, 6 of 12 from deep. And after the ball game, he was asked how his game can translate to the NBA.
Yeah, I know I can fit in this league really nice, and, this is a perfect team for me to go to. The whole time I was saying fit over pick for the draft, and I think I went to the perfect place.
When you look ahead to what's left of the Summer League, what do you want to continue to accomplish?
Just trying to win every game, compete hard as we can, and, keep getting better every game.
Continuing in the Summer League, Darius Acuff, 26 of the Kings' 83 points yesterday, but they were blown out by the Nets. Acuff finished 9 of 18 shooting, was 2 of 6 from long range. Adu Thiero and the Lakers beat the Clippers 99-85. Adu scored 13, grabbed 6 rebounds. Today's Summer League games with Razorback interest. Celtics at Kings, Pringle on the Celtics, Acuff on the Kings, Jazz at the Spurs. Corliss is coaching the Spurs. You got Jonas Adu on the Jazz, Malik Thomas and the Cavs against the Pelicans. And one baseball note, Carson Wiggins signed for the full slotted value, being the 27th pick by the New York Mets, a $3.5 million bonus, without throwing a single competitive pitch this year. That's a surprise. There were 2 surprises for Wiggins, one being drafted ahead of Hunter Dietz, and 2 signing for the full slot value. But more than anything, congratulations to Carson Wiggins. What an exciting day, and hopefully he'll ride that all the way to the big leagues. That's your Red White Report today.
Now, Joe, in the break, we talked a lot about not taking too much from Summer League. They're not playing as many people that they'll actually see in the league, which I totally agree with and get. But I was pumped. They both hit
no.
over 50%.
Yeah,
they shot well.
You play well regardless.
Yeah.
Of where, you show that you are good. You show that you belong. You excel. But what I'd say pump the brakes on is this is not going to translate to what it's going to look like October, November.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good sign that shows Denver and people that there's potential here. This guy, it's got an upside. Same with Darius. Darius is going to, the things they're going to experience, they're not experiencing now. There's no game plan. You're not looking at scouting. You're trying to run some basic stuff and see who can play and who can comprehend. You're not trying to, I'm sure that there's stuff that, basic defensive stuff, like we're going to try to do this to Darius or do that to Darius, but there's no kind of game planning going on and no elaborate things. I don't want to say it's a pickup game, but it's a glorified. I mean, there's structure there, but not the kind of structure that you'll see in the NBA, and certainly not the size and the speed and the athleticism and the talent that you're going to see. But again, you're showing that in this pool of players that was just picked, you're pretty dang good.
Can athleticism really stand out when it comes to playing in this style of game? Because when I think of Trevin Brazile, that's the first thing I think of.
No, it's definitely a plus for him. His length and his athleticism is a big, big plus. And, if he can continue to shoot the ball better. But, again, it's the same things we've talked about with him all along. He can't turn into a guy who's floating around the perimeter shooting threes. He's 6'10", 6'11", with a wingspan and a jumping ability that needs to translate from rebounding to block shots. Those are the things that are going to keep him on the floor and get him more money and more opportunities. Because, let's face it, when he gets out there with Aaron Gordon, if he's lucky, let's say he gets out there with Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Jokic, and whomever the other person is, the ball ain't coming his way. I mean, they're not, the ball will find him because the defense wants the ball to find him. Now, can he knock down a shot? But can he also go get some offensive board? Can he contribute in other ways?
Sure.
His athleticism will help him do that. But again, he's not going to be a primary look-to scorer, for some time. Now, can he keep developing and can he keep getting better? Certainly. But he's got to keep expanding his game. And again, his athleticism, his ability to run the floor, hopefully his ability to guard multiple positions, because he has some athleticism. Those are all things that will help him get on the floor, which will allow him to become a better offensive player and will allow him to, gradually, hopefully, turn this into a long career.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he just signed his contract. This is how his professional career starts. When you were drafted and you signed your contract, what's the first thing that happened the day after?
I reported to camp in Yuba City, California.
I've heard Yuba City's a depressing place.
You can't see hell from there. It's not hell, but you can see hell.
It's right there.
You can talk. You can yell down and talk to Satan. He's that close. You got to yell.
He's the mayor.
You got to yell, but he's right there. Yeah.
But were you playing games? I mean, it's like these are games where there are standings kept, there are box scores kept, there are leaders kept, and everything.
The summer league back then was first of all, no rookies pretty much went to summer league. Yeah, I mean, it's number one picks.
That's surprising
because you weren't slotted. They didn't like now they get signed very quickly. Back then they did. I mean, I missed a week of training camp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I wasn't asking for anything great. I was the number six pick. I kept telling my agent, he was like, well, what do you? And I said, number 5 got this, number 7 got this.
Meet me in the middle.
This.
Yeah.
And now it's all there for you in the slotting system.
Yeah, and it's kind of more slotted now to where, you kind of know you have a little negotiation room, but it's not anything that's major. You know, the negotiation comes in your second and on down the road. If you're a good player, that's when the negotiation really starts taking effect. So, yeah, I mean, and we were at Yuba City Junior College, I think it was, and we played an exhibition game versus the Clippers, and I mean, Yuba City Junior College, and I mean it's a high school gym.
Yeah, a few dozen people or a few dozen seats.
Gym. I mean, it'd be like playing at Central High. It'd be like having the Kings and the Clippers play an exhibition game at Central. I mean, it's just the way it was. I remember we played the Portland Trail Blazers in Sacramento. No, we played them in Reading at Reading Junior College. We bussed 2 hours from Sacramento to Reading Junior College. Then we bussed 8 hours to Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Welcome to the NBA.
And then we played that game, and that game was played. And, I mean, again, you think about it, I mean, Portland was pretty good then. They had Clyde Drexler, and I mean, we're playing in a high school gym. I mean, we were playing in a high school gym, and then the next day we got up at 10. We got on the bus at 10 and had a 8 to 10 hour bus trip back to Sacramento. Sheesh. And that was the NBA back then. When we did fly, we flew commercial. And if there wasn't enough first class seats, it was by seniority. So rookies went to didn't matter. Didn't matter if you had 42 points the night before and you were the team's leading scorer by seniority. If there were 8 seats available and your seniority was 10, it was like, get to the back, rook. And when we land, we're all going to the bus. You make sure you help the trainer because you didn't have equipment managers. You didn't have, you helped the trainer get all the bags and load it on the bus. So it was just a totally different world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just, like I say all the time, when these guys start complaining about being tired and stuff, I'm like,
or the hotels not being nice in Memphis.
We stayed. I vividly remember during the season being at a couple hotels, my door opened to the outside.
NBA hotel. That's a motel.
NBA money, yeah.
I opened the door and I was outside. Jeez. I vividly remember.
That's hilarious.
A little different now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is cool that, the top 4 picks are kind of lighting it up in the Summer League, but they're not the ones we're seeing as much. And obviously we're looking for our Arkansas boys, but man, they're making a huge impact right now. All 3 of them.
No, I don't want to.
Awesome.
I don't want to poo-poo.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But I mean, I've had some people come up and I mean, it's just like, again, I tell this ad nauseum, and I probably told it before. I watched Doug McDermott 10 years ago. I was out there, or whenever it was, and he absolutely was killing it. And I heard people sitting around me going, hell, he's going to be the next Larry Bird. And I was kind of like,
easy killer.
But he would. But I mean, he was he was lighting it up, man. He was shooting threes and passing, and he's white, and he's out on the floor doing all these things, and everybody's like, well, that's what everybody does. A 6'9" white guy comes in and starts lighting it up and shooting it and doing things. He's the next Larry Bird. He's the next Larry Bird, and again, he's had a very good long career, but the season started and he
wasn't that dude anymore.
Didn't touch the floor. He didn't touch the floor. So I mean, it's all relative. But again, the opportunity you have,
show out,
kill it. And the game's a little different now, to where it's a little more open. I think it's a little more. I think younger players have more of a chance to really excel, because it's a more wide open game. There's not as there were a lot of, back when I first came in, you're running plays, man. You're running this play and this play to get the ball to this dude and this dude. Now you're trying to open the floor and giving guys freedom and see what they can do with that freedom. And I think that's much more beneficial to Acuff, to Thomas.
That's so exciting about the idea of Darius, given that freedom in the NBA. But we're talking on the offensive side here. You're looking at the box scores, and I'm not watching these games. I'm looking at the box scores. -21 for Darius in a loss to the Wizards. His team lost by 19. There was yesterday's game blown out by the Nets. He's -15. 26 points yesterday is great. But then, and again, it's like not watching the full game, but watching highlights. And you can still see where it feels like there are moments where he's just out of position defensively, even now. In the Summer League, it's the Summer League. But we saw that at Arkansas, too.
Yeah, no, that's where he's got to get better, because that that's gonna, again, you're looking at points, but can you impact the game on both ends? That's where your teams become better, your value becomes better, because you have an impact on both ends. You can't just be a guy that can score points and then just get absolutely obliterated at the other end.
It's just one of the things he's so good at that just doesn't jibe with issues defensively. His court awareness as a point guard is,
he sees it all,
off the charts.
Right.
But I don't know if you feel anything like that on the other side of the court. And we would kind of expect that those two may go together.
Well, this is a quandary in coaching. Everybody loves to play offense.
Yep.
Playing defense, sometimes you gotta hold some people's feet to the fire a little bit and hold them accountable. And hopefully he'll take that coaching and understand that again, he doesn't have to be a lockdown defender, but he can't be I
think the word is serviceable, right?
Right. You can't be a revolving door. Like, anytime somebody wants to drive, they just drive by you. Or if you're in a rotation, you don't get to the rotation. I mean, you can't be a unbelievable liability defensively and play 40 minutes a game and expect that team. Yeah, you'll get your numbers, but
they're gonna come at you every play.
Yeah, and you're gonna lose. You're not gonna be any good. I mean, we saw a little bit of that. Brunson stepped it up in the playoffs a little bit, but he was that type of player. I mean, they would
Luka too.
They go at Luka and Reeves too, and now that's why I kind of I'm looking at the Lakers kind of going.
You're putting a lot of money into people that aren't going to step up on the defense.
Can't guard you and me.
Yeah.
Do you think it's true that he was? I don't know if it was verbalized in so many words, but we need you on the court, so don't foul out.
No, there's
play too tough on D.
Well, there's that comes as the game goes on. You get your second foul in the first quarter or something. It's like you got to. What's the term? You got to be smart.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get a dumb reach-in foul or over the back or just something. Trying to take a charge when they don't call charges anymore. I mean, you got to be smart. And so I think that don't foul evolves as the game goes along. But
now, in the Summer League aspect of this, you mentioned, they don't have a ton of time to put in packages or plays and stuff like that. On the offensive side, I mean, do you know if the coaches are kind of letting them just flow? Are they letting
have
them
concepts more now? Again, back when we played, it was you wanted to push the ball and run, which the NBA always wanted to do, but it was more of a game inside out. Now it's outside in. And so you were trying to get the ball to your best post player to draw the double team. We would try to get the ball to Otis Thorpe or Charles Barkley. They'd try to get him, or, you would try to get people and then play out of the double team. And if they didn't, if you didn't double team Kevin McHale or Larry Bird or Charles Barkley or a lot of these guys on the post, they had the potential to torch you. And you would torch somebody 2 points at a time. Now they're trying to torch you 3 points at a time. And so they're trying to get dribble penetration instead of post penetration. And so I think that's where the game has changed a lot. And to work the ball to the post, again, this is why you don't see as many good post players nowadays, because first of all, to start off, there's not as many. But second of all, you have to run stuff and be structured to get the ball to the post. And it's harder to teach that than to teach a high pick and roll and be in space. Sure. And now there's both still very difficult to do, and you have to have smart players doing it. But it's not as hard as, let's say, running a passing game. I want to run the passing game and back pick and do this. It's easier to, hey, I'm going to sprint 2 guys to the corner. I'm going to set a high pick and roll. I'm going to roll the center to the rim. Does he come off the corner and take away the lob? If he does, I throw it to the corner for the 3. And so, that a lot of that stuff, it's still difficult to do, and you have to have players to do it. But it's more of a wide open game.
And then as far as like what the coaches are looking for from these players, is a guy like Malik or Brazil, they're like, hey, we don't quite know what we have in this guy as a second-round pick. Let's just let him go, and we're not going to like run a bunch of plays for him, but we'll give him the ball, let him kind of figure it out.
See his energy, see how he plays, how he guards.
They get hot and let him go.
You're looking a lot of times at very fundamental things right now. His assist turnover ratio for Acuff. His plus minus. Is it awful? Then you kind of get a feel for what you got. Hey, we got to defensively or rebounding or passing, but then you also see things like, hey, Thomas can score the ball. He can. He's not just a 3-point shooter. He can score it too. Brazil. Wow, 6 out of 12. This is a guy that's capable of.
It's also who was guarding him. I was reading that Mara, the big center from Michigan, who was the first-round pick, was the guy that he basically dragged up and down the court throughout the game yesterday.
Right. And again, that's a great matchup for him. If you're Denver, we're going to put him out on the floor. And again, this is where he has the chance, if he can be a effective, he doesn't have to be a great 3-point shooter, but if he's effective, and you can, slot him in there against a guy like Mara or somebody who is uncomfortable coming out there, and he starts knocking down shots. Now Merrick starts coming out there. Does he have the ability, which I think Brazil does, to put it on the deck and get by him and get into the lane and finish at the rim with some strength, or make a pass, the other things we were talking about. And so, can he exploit a mismatch? And I think last night, he did an excellent job of doing that, because, obviously Mara is a guy that's going to want to, not venture out there. Well, he shot the ball, 12 times from the 3 and made 6. That's outstanding.
It's awesome to see them have a little, it looks like free reign from when I'm watching. Like, it's cool to see that they're just, Acuff he's shot more than anybody on the team every game, I think. And the ball's in his hand every play. He's a point guard, but even Malik was putting up in the 2 games that he hit over 30. He's just giving him the ball, man.
A lot more freedom. Yeah. But freedom comes with
responsibility a little bit,
but also with success. The more you show you can do it, the more freedom you're going to have. You go out there and go 1 for 15, they're going to be like,
we need to look at somebody else tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so, took the opportunities. It's very cool to see.
So they've grabbed their opportunities and made the most of it. That does nothing but bode well for them, and makes, if they can continue to do that when camp starts, they'll get strong, good, hard looks. Acuff is, without a doubt, because of where he was picked. The ball is going to be in his hands.
And his point guard.
But guys like Brazil, Thomas, they're going to be like, hey, let's see what this kid can do.
Yep.
Let's give him some minutes in some of these preseason games playing against better guys. And then if they can do well there, then that might bode well to get them in the rotation when the season starts.
Hey, Moose, I think we're going to get a call from Reggie from Hurricane Golf Club pretty soon. I'm at Hurricane Golf Club Friday for the Bryant Hornet fundraiser, so come out and you can't get a team, and I think they still have some openings for teams, just come out and hang out, have a good time, and we'll talk a lot of sports on a acre-less version of The Zone on Friday. A couple of texts here for you, Joe, on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Listener asks, did guys back in the 80s really rub things like anchovy juice on their chest so they would stink during the game?
They just didn't shower.
Let the natural musk take over.
It's all natural funk. We didn't have to enhance our funk. Like these kids today, these soft kids today.
That's fake stank.
They got to go create this stank. We brought our own stank.
Would anchovy juice smell worse than a guy who's been dragging up and down the court for an hour?
We brought our own stank back in the day.
I love it. Olive juice could work too. Cattleman asked, do you remember who's drafted ahead of you and one spot after you?
Ooh, is that chip still on the shoulder? That's what he's asking.
I think John Concack was picked right before.
Bingo Bango, yes.
And then I think Chris Mullin was
by Atlanta, and Chris Mullin by Golden State right after. Well done. It's good memory. 501-661-1037. Join us here on The Zone on the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline. Zone's back right after this.
Justin Acre for Gwatney Chevrolet out in Jacksonville, and I have special deals to tell you about in the month of June, and even
Pat Bradley joins Morning Mayhem each week, courtesy of Cabot Outdoors. Shop their inventory of Hustler Fast Track Series zero-turn mowers at CabotOutdoors.com.
This is SportsCenter.
The American League shut out the National League 4-0 in the MLB All-Star Game last night. In the top of the first, Cody Bellinger started the scoring for the AL with a 2-run single, followed by another RBI single from his Yankees teammate Ben Rice. There was not much more scoring as the AL pitchers posted 15 strikeouts and the NL got 12 Ks until Chicago White Sox third baseman Miguel Vargas added a solo home run in his first All-Star Game appearance in the 8th inning to make it 4-0. Bellinger was named the All-Star Game MVP, and the regular season resumes tomorrow as the Mets take on the Phillies. I am Moose with the Buzz Radio Network.
Get in the conversation with live fan feedback at 1037thebuzz.com. Presented on The Zone by Rainbow Restoration. When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, damage from water, smoke, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. RainbowRestores.com. They restore, you recover.
Camping season is here, and Razorback Camper Sales in Hot Springs is liquidating all 2026 year model travel trailers and fifth wheels. If you've been thinking about a new trailer, now is the time to buy. One of the many great deals is a 20-foot Salem with bunk beds, power awning, plywood floor, and much more for only $14,990 or $150 a month. Hurry while the selection is good. All these great deals can be seen at RazorbackCamperSales.com.
Hello, this is Justin Acre. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and a new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walk-in care, choose UAMS Ortho now. Call 501-686-TOSH. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Gwatney Chevrolet. I got a chance to spend some time with a few of the guys from Gwatney and talk to them, hang out with them a little bit. Good folks. That's the best thing about Gwatney. I mean, again, look, you can buy a car from a lot of different people, but wouldn't you rather buy from people who are going to be awesome to you during the sale and then great to you after the sale? And they're trying to make sure that you drive away with a smile on your face and you're happy and you got a good deal. That's what they're there for. And they've been doing it since 1957. That's why people go back again and again. Now, some of the promotions we've been talking about have ended. But the good thing is, if you're a Silverado shopper, you need to head there because they're doing the $250 gift card with the purchase of any new Silverado all July long. $250 on the purchase of a new Silverado. So celebrate 250 years of America with a new Silverado from Gwatney Chevrolet, 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville, or call 501-982-2102. Chevrolet, together let's drive, and driving out to Jacksonville and Trade in your car, get top dollar for that, and get yourself a new Silverado and a $250 gift card. Not a bad deal.
Let's get back to more of the show in the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio with your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson.
Just say it'll be good, man.
It'll be good, man.
On the Buzz Radio Network.
Can't explain all the feelings that you're making me feel. My heart's in overdrive and you're behind the steering wheel. Touching you, touching me, touching you, 'cause you're touching me.
Welcome back to the Zone, 501-661-1037 for the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline. You want to get with me, Phil Elson, or him, Joe Kleine, or even the Moose. You can call us or you can text us, and let's go to Reggie first here with us. Reggie, I know I'm going to see you on Friday. What's going on?
Yeah, hey, man, good morning. Thanks for having me on here to talk a little bit about Bryant football's event coming up. I was just kind of looking up info on you. So, Broadcaster of the Year?
Yeah.
Sportscaster of the Year, right?
Four-time, baby. Four times.
That's right.
Let's
but
go.
Here's the thing, though, Reggie, and I know you're a PGA, you're the PGA pro over at Hurricane Golf Course. I need a lesson. I need probably about 3,000 lessons. I may be good at broadcasting baseball, basketball, talking football, but I can't play golf.
Let me help you with golf, and maybe watching you, I'll get better again or something, you know.
Sounds like a good...
Yeah, you guys doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing great. Tell us about Friday. Are there any slots left open if anyone wants to sign up?
Yeah, I just talked to Kent and Paige, who are helping kind of organize this year. We've got a few spots left, both AM and PM. Not a whole lot, but yeah, we'll take a few more through tomorrow around 5 o'clock. And players get out here, just enjoy lunch from Representative R.J. Hawk, and we've got some really good sponsors kind of helping us get through the weekend with prizes, or get through the day with prizes and stuff. Hurricane Creek Federal Credit Union, Everett GMC, and then Camping World just kind of jumping in. We got a few others that are picking up teams, so yeah, they can go. Anybody that wants to get involved and support Bryant Hornet football here can go to the Bryant Hornet football Facebook page, or they can get to our Facebook page. I've shared it as well, or they can email me through our Hurricane Golf Country Club website. Just shoot me a direct note, and I can get them logged in, man. We're excited to host and thankful to be part of this Bryant community out here. It's a poppin' place, man.
Sounds good. Well, it's going to be exciting, Reggie. I'm looking forward to getting out there and maybe even getting a couple of tips from you.
Yeah, come on. Maybe we'll have time to sneak over to the range or something.
We'll see if we can pull it
All
off.
right, good. Well, thanks for having us on, and we'll look forward to seeing you Friday.
You got it, Reggie. Thanks for calling in. I don't want to embarrass him too much just by, standing next to somebody who looks like I can actually swing the golf club okay. It's just a matter of if it's going to go where I want it to go, right? I can swing a bat great.
Isn't that what swinging the golf club is, though?
Yeah, but it looks good when I'm swinging it. It's just, however I might hold the wrist in a very specific. It's got to get better at this. The swing looks good to me in the mirror, but the golf ball disagrees.
You've just described golf for about 95% of the people who play golf.
Regularly, yeah.
Yet I will say this: Justin and I have been good friends for a long time. Now we're working together for a couple of months. I guarantee you, I will never play golf with that man, because all that would happen would be the end of the friendship.
He'd be infuriated with us. Yeah, I'm the same way. I haven't swung a club in like 2 years probably. What we need to do is just go to one of the drinking courses that's not pretty, that we can take our time on. No one will be behind us. There's one down the road. I won't say their name, but there's a spot we could do that at.
Disc golf. That's the way to solve this.
Done. I'd love to smack y'all around in some disc golf.
I bet you would never be able to get Justin Acree on a disc golf course. He would never, in his mind, lower himself to that standard. You ever played disc golf, Joe?
No.
It's fun. I've not played it myself, but it looks like it'd be more fun than regular golf.
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, by far.
That's for sure.
You see me out there doing that, something bad's wrong.
All the city courses are closed. This is the only way I can get
First
it
of all,
in.
there's no cart, and I don't like that.
Very true. It's walking. Some of it's hiking. Some of the courses are hefty, yeah.
501-661-1037 to get here on the Zone. I can't see who that is, Moose.
No, we're going to join Michael Felder.
Michael Felder's up with us here. Mike, how you doing? Where are you these days? We got no Justin Acree today. He is at the beach in Alabama getting ready for SEC Media Days next week. So what are you up to?
I'm at the hotel right now at ACC kickoff in Charlotte, North Carolina. So yes, he has a little bit of time. I did not have as much time, and so I am here. I've already talked to C.J. Bailey, a guy who I think is going to have a breakout season where the rest of the nation gets to know him. Mohamed Touré from Miami, got a chance to just a quick chat. Didn't get to record it, but I had a quick chat with Mario Cristobal. His handlers were moving him around, but he's a hot commodity, obviously, after last season. So I'm in the thick of it.
Yeah, they got Florida State, Miami, NC State, Stanford, and Virginia today. Did Commissioner Phillips have much that was interesting at the outset of media days? Because the commissioner is always the first one to speak. Was it a little bit of a, this is us, this is not, we're in favor of these things, the Save College Act and the expansion of the college football playoff, so on and so forth. Basically, we're not the SEC Big Ten.
The biggest thing that came out of the commissioner's talk was, and we got it in the email too, but this new tiebreaker format, which people are still trying to understand because ACC schools, several of them, Florida State, UNC, Clemson, I think Stanford is one of them as well. But there are several ACC schools. ACC's trying to move to a 9-game schedule, 9-game conference schedule. And they have to take the tiebreakers into account for teams that are still going to play an 8-game conference schedule because there's 17 teams. So they can't truly line it up, at least not yet. And that, they're going to have to make some decisions about Notre Dame and what that means and all those things. But the biggest decision was, the biggest thing to come out of it was the tiebreaker. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if you guys know like the meme or the GIF of Zach Galifianakis where there's just like a bunch of math problems going through it while he's staring at it. That's what it felt like. It's like, so a 7-2 team can be tied with a 7-1 team, even though one team is 7-1, the other one's 7-2. And trying to sort that out is going to be really interesting for the league moving forward.
Yeah, I saw they're calling this team success ranking, which is provided by Source Analytics. This feels like they're just reverting to the BCS to decide, basically to decide tiebreakers in the ACC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and guess what? That's fine. You know what we could do? We could all go back to the BCS. It would be nice, but you can't put toothpaste back in the tube.
You're not the first person I've heard to say this. Would you be in favor of even if you had a 16-team or a 24-team playoff, would you be in favor of computer rankings over human committee rankings?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we let computers do everything else. Why not let them just do this? And the reality is, you plug your look. Here's the thing: my Instagram algorithm. That's not a guy sitting around going, you know what? I think he might like this.
There's not a little person in the phone.
Maybe he's gonna be into this. It's a computer that looks at how long I look at stuff and what I like and what I click like on, so it knows what I like and then it gives me more of what I like. I think that yes, a computer that is computers that are programmed to take into account margin of victory, to take into account to take into account margin of victory, even take into account injuries, home versus away, all those things. Yes, I would rather have that than someone doing I like eyeball tests for football because I like to see the players. But if you're just looking at the entire team situation and the landscape, why not?
Yeah. It's interesting when you think about the discussion around the BCS when they made the change. I don't remember if the main problem with BCS is that it just was down to 2 teams to play for the championship, or there was computer rankings. And now we're way past just worrying about figuring out 2 teams to play for a championship. So I think I may end up agreeing with you here.
Yeah, if you miss it on team 3 versus team 2, I get it. I understand. That can be a tough pill to swallow. That can be you're splitting hairs. But if we're talking about team 13 versus team 12 or team 16 versus team 17, which is what people are trying to speed rush to, that's not something that's going to I'm not going to lose sleep over that. And what I've realized over the course of the last, I guess 3-4 years is I can't let this sport make me lose sleep over it and agonize over things that truly, like, we know who the best teams are, and let's just get it done.
So looking at ACC, Miami, of course, the champion from, well, they weren't the champion from last year because they didn't get into the championship.
They were not.
That's right. I remember that's why we're doing this whole tiebreak situation now. But they still look like the best team on paper going into 2026, yes or no?
Yeah. Honestly, outside of them, I don't know who we're supposed to trust.
I'm with you.
I had one of my good friends who works for the ACC network, and part of my language, not going to use like big hard profanity, I am going to say the A word. He said, UNC is going to be ass. And I was like, why did you have to say that to me? I'm trying to, like, I work for Tar Heel 24/7. I'm trying to get people excited for the season. And my man, who I know does a lot of work, he was like, y'all are going to be true garbage this year. And I was like, but they're going to be better than last year. He's like, yeah, but what does that mean? And I'm like, better than last year is better than last year. It doesn't mean that we're going to win more, that UNC is going to win more games. It means that they're better than last year. Because last year was a complete tire fire. So there's Clemson. I don't know what we're going to get out of the quarterback position at Clemson. I don't know I think their defense will still be solid. And then you go through and you like just run up and down Louisville, maybe Louisville, Pitt, Louisville. Like, what do we, like, nobody has anything. There's not a lot to be, I hate to say this as someone who covers the league, covers a team in the league, who's here at the kickoff. What am I supposed to get excited about?
That's, you know what, and it
sound like a Razorback fan.
Well, I was going to say, the way that you're talking about North Carolina, it sounds a lot about how people feel about Arkansas. That maybe people are expecting they'll be a little better, maybe a lot better, but we don't know what that means in terms of wins and losses. I don't think we have any clue. In fact, I think a lot of people think it means maybe the same thing as last year, if not just a tiny bit better.
Right. But I do think one of the things that I do struggle with, just as a former player, is the lack of respect for incremental growth. And I do think that what I'm seeing at UNC is incremental growth. That doesn't always translate, again, to wins and losses. But what it does translate to is at least there's a football team that seems like they like each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge step. It's hard to play football with guys that you hate and guys that you want to fight in the locker room, guys that you want to argue with parking spaces about.
Yeah, it doesn't work so well. But it sounds like the way that you're describing the ACC, and I still feel a little bit of the same about a lot of teams in the SEC. I don't. It's difficult to figure out what's going to mesh and what's not going to mesh. But the league still has an identity. It might be a little different than it was before this string of championships by the Big Ten, but the SEC still has an identity as a football conference. And I don't know if you could say that about the ACC. In fact, probably the thing at the top of the mind for a lot of folks in the ACC is, are we going to be able to still keep this league together as we've cobbled it together?
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong about that. And so I think if you talk about the ACC, I think there are two things that I think they work simultaneously with respect to the ACC. The ACC is a school-forward conference. And there's no bones about that. Like, I don't think anyone can argue it. Between UNC, Duke, Wake, Virginia, then you go up to Cal, Stanford, even SMU. Like, it's a school-forward league. That's one thing. That is something that is important to them, and that does matter. But nobody cares about that when it comes to getting on the field. So I would say it's still a basketball league. And it's hard to remove that identity, even though they moved the headquarters from Greensboro to Charlotte. It's still a basketball league. Still, let me put it this way. I live in South Charlotte. It's a nice place. And there is more activity for basketball than anything football related, unless you live next door to two Clemson alums, which I live next door to two of them. Two households that are Clemson alums. They go wild on Saturdays. We don't have that same go wild on Saturdays for UNC people. Mm-hmm. The very small handful of Wake Forest people that I know, and like personally, like they don't have that. So it's still a basketball league, that's trying to find a way. You know, it's what is it? Making my way downtown, walking around. Like the ACC is that.
Keep going.
That's what the ACC is. That's what the ACC is with respect to football, because the ACC used to just be Florida State, and that's you hang your hat on Florida State, and then Clemson, and then you bring in Miami, and Miami didn't show up until this year. Once Miami got to the ACC in what year? 2004.
Sounds about right. That's when the Big East.
I was on the UNC team that beat them in 2004 when they were ranked 4th in the country. That was my team. I think they had Brock Berlin at quarterback.
Brock Berlin.
They haven't been up to snuff in a long time. That's the reason the ACC championship game was in Florida was because they thought it would be Miami versus Florida State every year, and they'll sell it out. And they were like, no, this is a bad idea. It looks like it's going to be Virginia Tech and Wake Forest. Let's move it to Charlotte.
Wow. Hey, Michael, we're right up against the break, so we'll leave it there. Hope it goes great for the rest of the time at ACC Media Days. Enjoy the conversation, and look forward to talking next week.
Sounds good. You guys take it easy.
Michael Felder joining us each week here right about the same time as right now.
I should have asked him about Jordan, see if she was running around up there. I don't know if he would take that personally or not.
She wants to be seen.
Yeah. She wants a little power.
She needs to be seen. I
likes
could have
a little
asked him about Belichick's daughter-in-law getting arrested. Something
I
about
missed that.
either unpaid tickets or something of that sort.
Something that he will have swept under, for sure.
Could very well. 501-661-1037, the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline here on The Buzz. Stay with us. Wrap up hour number 2 after this.
Justin Anchor for FanDuel and Oaklawn Sports. They are partnered up and available right here in the great state of Arkansas. And, of course, the World Cup is going on. Don't know if you heard or not. We talk about it just about every day on the shows. And it's getting down to the nitty-gritty. We're about to enter the knockout stage. It is the biggest stage in the world this summer, and FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports, is changing the soccer game with a feature built for you, the soccer fan, or you, the person who's trying to make a little money. How about that? Sometimes your player gets subbed out and your bet goes with them. And at the end of the pool play, you're going to find probably less and less star time on the field if a team has already punched their ticket into the knockout round. So this is especially important right now. When your player gets subbed out, your bet goes with them. Typically, it can happen at any moment. 1 minute they're out there making chances for you. The next minute they're going to the bench, but not with FanDuel's Super Sub. If your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. So when your player leaves the match, your bet automatically continues on with the substitute player. Sounds too good to be true, but it's all too real. Go to FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started now. FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports, you must be 21 and up and present in Arkansas. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We got the big deals.
Summer is here at the Big Lot. If you need a truck or an SUV for the lake this summer, maybe a Jeep for some off-road fun, come see us at the Big Lot.
Folks, we have a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles starting at under $20,000, and our banks work with any credit situation.
You can buy with zero down, and our lenders love saying yes. So come see us at the Big Lot at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram, Alcoa Road in Benton.
The Big Lot Benton.
Around here, reputation matters. That's why homeowners and businesses trust CertaPro painters. From detailed residential work to professionally managed commercial projects, CertaPro delivers craftsmanship to protect your investment. Visit CertaPro.com, that's Certa with a C, and reserve your spring project today.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Chocolate Lava Cake is a mountainous eruption of flavor. Classic vanilla ice cream loaded with rich chocolate cake pieces, rivers of chocolate sundae sauce, chunks of dark chocolate, and a deep fudge swirl. Prepare yourself for an earth-shaking experience.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at Walmart Supercenters and neighborhood markets.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over a decade ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, roll-off dumpsters, and street sweepers. Proud to be Arkansas's only authorized dealer for New Way refuse trucks and Timco street sweepers, your authorized dealer for Galfab roll-off and hook lift trucks. You can get parts and service for all makes and models with technicians traveling the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
Rev up for the Cabot Police Department Foundation Serve and Shine Car Show, Saturday at the NLC Cabot parking lot on West Main Street. All makes and models welcome, food trucks, trophies, and free admission for spectators. Get registered Saturday for $25. Don't miss the Cabot Serve and Shine Car Show.
Welcome back to The Zone, live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio with your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson.
I'd listen to that on the radio.
On 103.7 The Buzz.
Phil Elson, Moose, and Joe Kleine with us today here on The Zone. Joe, what's going on at Corky's these days?
Yeah, man, just, it's a little bit of a lull time of year for all of us in the barbecue business, but we got a lot more than barbecue. I mean, we've got tons of options outside of our excellent barbecue ribs and stuff. We got wraps, chicken sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs, tamales, salads, spaghetti, shrimp, catfish. I mean, I could go on and on, but we just have a lot of great options. The prices you can't beat, and you can get pretty much anything you want delivered for your company in a bulk order. We can do any kind of catering. We've got party rooms where we can host parties for you, buffets for those party rooms, and North Little Rock and Little Rock drive-thrus open. Got $2 drafts all day long. So, I mean, 1 o'clock's coming around. Soccer game will be on.
People need food to watch it.
We got some great food at a very affordable price with a nice, cold, affordable beverage. So I think that's might be calling me.
Corky'sArkansas.com, the website, can order online right there.
Yeah. And again, we can get it to you however you want it, and you're not going to beat the price.
All right, let's do What the Hell Wednesday.
What the hell, bro?
What the hell's going on here?
What the hell's the matter with you?
And I don't have any problem with people getting philosophical in front of media members or when they're asked about their own legacies. I do have a little bit of a problem with the way a question can be phrased sometimes. Scotty Scheffler got philosophical before the Open Championship. Just listen to him talk.
I mean, to be completely honest, not really. I don't really play like for a place in history. I'm not playing for anything like that because, like, it's going to sound a little morbid, but at the end of the day, I'm going to live my life and then it's going to end. And when it ends, I'm going somewhere else and I'm not going to be here anymore.
That's that's pretty much cutting right to the point, right?
Yeah, and I don't hate it. I think if you look at it the other way, there's a ton of people out there that if he said, yeah, I'm playing for my legacy, or yeah, that's all I think about, they'd be like, why do you care what everybody thinks? You're a great golfer, Like, on the other hand, it's just, I don't think there's a right way to answer a legacy question like that.
That's how the legacy thing always bothers me.
Such a strange one,
when people dig into the legacy.
Well, then, Joe, get a load of this question, because it seems that some media members thought that Scotty's answer to that opened up the ability to ask other questions maybe the same way, but a little awkwardly, to Rory McIlroy.
Well, sorry, I don't think the question's in here. Sorry, Phil, but it is asked of Rory. What would this be like in 100 years? Do you think about that? And this is what he said.
No, I don't really care. I would like to think that the people that love and care about me think a certain way of me, but I'll be long gone. I'll be dead. I don't think I'll be seeing what people say about me. I'll be 6 feet under. I don't think there'll be a ghost.
What is wrong with everyone?
Yeah, so that was one of the media members going back and watching it, and I don't know how you're supposed to answer it.
Wait, but again, just the whole I never liked the legacy question. Just, man, do the best you can and be good to the people who are around you and treat people with kindness and be a good human being, and then be a good human being that's freaking great at golf.
Yeah.
But
Let that be the legacy. Yeah. And Scheffler
I
went
would
on to-
much rather,
yeah.
like, I think what Oliver is saying is like, and I don't have a legacy like that, but I wouldn't want it to be, man, he was really good at basketball. He was a great player for the Razorbacks.
But what a
I would
punk.
rather,
Yeah.
what
a jerk, though.
What an a-hole he was.
There was another what the hell that I'll bring it up now. I'll ask you about it in the third hour, Joe. Jimmy Dykes, your good friend, former Razorback, former Arkansas women's coach, tweeted, there are players in the NBA Summer League right now who are going to be playing college basketball in the fall. And I got to think about this. What the hell? Stay with us. Third hour next.
Save up to 40% at the Robert Irwin Jewelers Summer of 1,000 engagement sale going on now. Spend $34.99 or more and receive a free diamond wedding band. Bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices. Robert Irwin Jewelers.
Join the fun at Arkansas's largest indoor pickleball tournament, July 30th through August 2nd in the Hot Springs Convention Center. It's not too late for you to enter. Entry deadline for the Spa City Classic has been extended to this Sunday. Go to pickleballtournaments.com to enter. Over 150 different age and skill levels to match your playing ability. But you must register by Sunday. The Spa City Classic, brought to you by Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram and sponsored by Washita Bar and Grill and Comfort Inn and Suites. Go to pickleballtournaments.com.
The seasons are always changing, but one thing should stay the same: the comfort of your home. Let the heat and air professionals at BR McGinty keep your family warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Call today.
Listen for Champs and Chumps on Fridays during The Zone. Brought to you by Washita Bar and Grill on Central Avenue in Hot Springs and BKC Home Builders, building premier homes in Hot Springs.
Get your popcorn ready. We've got the entertainment right here on 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock.
Divers have found the body of a missing 85-year-old man in Garland County. Thomas Ross's body was discovered on Lake Hamilton just before noon yesterday. He was reported missing on Monday. Investigators learned that he was cleaning his boat when he disappeared. His body has been sent to the state crime lab to determine an official cause of death. And a new hearing for Joseph Duggar's Florida case has been set for September 15th. Duggar is accused of molesting a child while on vacation in Florida. Duggar's attorney says he believed the state of Florida received all discovery from Arkansas in this case. Of course, to stay up to date on this and several other stories, head to our website, krk.com. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Jessica Rockwell.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
With KARK's Pat Walker.
More rain showers and thunderstorms are likely today. It's a 70% chance of rain. Temperatures will stay down, only a high of 86 degrees this afternoon. Tonight, pretty much remains mostly cloudy with a slight chance of a shower overnight. Tomorrow as well, a slight chance of a shower with a high of 91. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Have you ever wondered where the term slush fund originated? It is a nautical term describing what cooks on ships call the grease and fat left over from cooking meat. A large frigate could produce 15 or 20 barrels of slush in a year. Back in the 1800s, the ship's crew sold slush to candle makers and others, and then used the money for small comforts to help pass the time at sea. Comforts like books and musical instruments. They often called this off-the-books account a slush fund. Speaking of a slush fund, Doublebee's has some delicious frozen treats called slushes. On hot days down here in the South, a slush really hits the spot. Doublebee's has your favorite flavors of slushes and a lot of other refreshing drinks. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's. Hello, this is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and a new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walking care, choose UAMS Ortho now. Call 501-686-TOSH when you think Think ortho, think UAMS.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Looking for a powerful new truck? Make the smart drive to Smart Buick GMC in Whitehall. They've got a huge selection of rugged GMC trucks waiting for you right now, starting at just $38,296. For work, play, and everything in between. No matter where you are, Whitehall is a short drive from anywhere. So come find your new truck today or browse their entire inventory online now at smartbuickgmc.com. Smart Buick GMC. They are professional grade.
Join 103.7 The Buzz as First Security Bank presents coverage of the 2026 SEC Media Days. Baz, Trey, and Randy Rainwater will be in Tampa with the latest news, interviews, and highlights. Brought to you in part by Kaufman by Design West, Blackman Auctions, UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Bet Saracen. And be sure to watch 103.7 The Buzz social media for live videos, pictures, and much more. 103.7 The Buzz, live from SEC Media Days, presented by First Security Bank. Bank better.
You're in the zone. Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show. Coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
With your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson on the Buzz Radio Network.
Feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, got a picture connects, never asking for someone's help, but to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond.
Welcome back. The Zone continues on an Acree-free Wednesday. Phil Elson and Joe Kleine, the Moose, of course, sitting in the producer's chair. Our last hour here will include birthday trivia from Brewskis, entertainment report in just a moment from Bell and Sword. We'll also talk more with Joe about NBA basketball, about the Arkansas Razorbacks. Got to get in with Joe on ideas on Caleb Origo, the new 6'10" commit who may or may not reclassify and be a Razorback this next year. But until then, let's get into the entertainment report today.
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram, or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
Starting with movies. New trailer released for the new Apple TV movie called Mayday. It is billed as a genre-bending, action-packed buddy comedy that flips the spy thriller on its head. It stars Ryan Reynolds and Kenneth Branagh. Reynolds is a hotshot U.S. Navy pilot who is sent on a top-secret mission into Russian territory at the height of the Cold War. The operation implodes, and he is stranded behind enemy lines. He is discovered by a gruff ex-KGB agent, played by Kenneth Branagh, with a penchant for American culture. Troy thinks he's toast, but an unlikely alliance between the two could lead to Troy's rescue and a bond that neither saw coming.
I saw that preview.
What's the name
for
of
this.
it?
This is called Mayday.
Is this like a
Apple
series?
TV movie.
So it's like
It's a movie.
episodes.
No, just a movie.
It's
I have to watch that.
Yeah,
Is
Ryan
it-
Reynolds goes full Ryan Reynolds like he always does, but Kenneth, how do you say his name? Branagh?
I think it's Branagh.
Branagh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a Shakespearean actor.
Yeah.
But he's done so much else.
So he's like a director, producer, he's done it all. But he's gonna be like a badass in this. Kind of like how we've seen this, it started with Taken, really, I think, but all the older guys are doing those action movies now, like Bob Odenkirk, like all sorts of dudes like that, and this is his turn.
I still haven't
He's
seen
doing the
what was
badass part.
Odenkirk's movies?
It's called Nobody.
Where the poster is a fist punching him in the face.
And he's same thing. It's always some former, spy that has to come back to it, or some former special ops type of dude who has to come back to the life he gave up. And that's what Branagh was doing. It looks really interesting.
Well, that's a movie that I think the three of us might be interested in seeing. But here's one that, Justin Acree would never see this Broadway show. The Rock has been talking that he has been trying to actively convince his best friend Kevin Hart to star in a version of The Odd Couple with him on The Great White Way on the stage on Broadway. The Rock says, for the past 2.5 to 3 years, we've been working on my Broadway debut. I'm revealing it now because it's tequila talking. Johnson told the outlet he and Hart were going to do The Odd Couple in a new production from Hamilton producer Jeffrey Seller, but their schedules just haven't aligned. The Rock continues, we should have been great. Kevin's my best friend. I love him to death, and the truth is he's so booked for the next 3 to 5 years. That's his schedule. I totally get it, and I love it, and I respect him for that. I'm a big fan of The Odd Couple because I remember seeing...
it was back in the day.
You remember the TV show?
Oh, Tony Randall and... what was my man?
Jack Klugman. Yep.
Oh, that was perfect.
Of course, Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau made up the original. Well, the original Walter
Matthau.
Well, it was Matthau, and I can't remember. Art Carney in the movie.
Yeah.
Or that might have been on stage. It was Art Carney. I don't remember which one it was in that case, but I thought of some 3 odd couples that could work. Adam Sandler as Oscar, Ben Stiller as Felix.
Okay, love it. He plays neurotic.
That could work.
Wait, which one's the...
Felix is the buttoned-up guy,
Yeah, Ben
and
Stiller would be
Oscar
good at
is the
that.
slovenly sports writer.
Yep, like
Bryan Cranston as Oscar, Tony Shalhoub as Felix. Bill Burr as Oscar, John Mulaney as Felix.
Oh, yeah.
I think this could work.
He can play neurotic, too.
How about Roger Scott as Oscar and David Basil as Felix?
You can find that every day
no,
from 6 to 10 right here.
Oscar, it's a messy one, right?
Yes.
That's bad.
Is that David?
Yeah.
So you remember, you see the poster right out there from when Tommy and David started together, and they called Arkansas's New Odd Couple.
Yeah.
There it was.
Now, when compared with Tommy, yes.
The roles reversed.
Compared with Roger.
Yeah, no. And I hope Roger's driving back from Dallas right now and hears that. He's a neurotic little weasel.
You still have it out for him for the other barbecue place,
That's
I
right,
think.
that's
Yeah.
right. He went to
Never
2
gonna
of them.
Forget that.
Sheesh. There's only so many ways you can be like, Rock big, Kevin Hart small, ha ha ha. Like, you cannot keep going with this
Right,
same
Schwarzenegger
joke.
and DeVito
Jeez.
did it once.
In one movie, yes. And The Rock and Kevin Hart have done it endless times. Kevin Hart is consistently just, ha ha, Kevin Hart's in everything. He never says no. Ha ha, Kevin Hart's short. That's it, man. That's all we got. We got to bail. We got to bail on those jokes.
We could have had a fun sequel to Twins where it would have been twins and their kids.
And they have twins.
DeVito has the giant kids and Schwarzenegger
Yes.
has the smaller kids.
Yes.
That would have been great.
Girls.
Trying
2
to
girls for Schwarzenegger.
DeVito trying to discipline, somebody who's a foot and a half taller than.
He spanks him over.
You bend over and talk to me right now. You bend over and look me in the eye when I'm talking to you.
You ever said that to Acree before?
I tell him, I said, you better look up when you're talking to me, boy.
Netflix is rolling the dice on a scaled-up version of the classic board game Monopoly. The streamer has greenlit a competition series, also called Monopoly. It'll premiere next year on a scaled-up version of the game board. Features 12 players competing for a $2 million prize. The studio that's producing this made the Traders' Squid Game The Challenge, and producing it in association with Hasbro Entertainment. There is an open casting call if you're interested for it. You can go to the Hollywood Reporter website and find the link right there. Let's see, which is your Monopoly piece, guys? Let's see. The Monopoly piece.
We always used to fight over the race car. We used to have a war over the race car.
It's easily the coolest one. Like, nobody wants the thimble.
Who wants to be
Nobody
a
wants
thimble?
the freaking thimble.
Why
even have the thimble?
What's the other ones?
I want to be the cat. The cat, I didn't
Have they
realize
updated
this.
this?
The cat replaced the iron.
Got you.
Like
that was
15 years ago.
There was an iron. It was
Yeah.
like thimble iron, and it was like
Those are jobs.
What are we?
That's
doing?
work.
I want to be the race car.
Want to be the race car, the top hat, the battleship, the boot, the Scotty dog, the thimble, the wheelbarrow, or the pussycat. Then, of course, there's 32 green plastic houses and 12 red plastic hotels. Monopoly is just a great game. But I don't know if this will actually translate well to the small screen. We'll see.
I used to play NFLopoly as a kid all the time. And that was like, who was the guy for the Saints, the quarterback for the Saints?
Archie Manning.
No, it was after that. Everett? Was it Everett?
Oh, Jim Everett?
Yeah, Everett, yeah.
That was where he finished his career after the Rams.
Was on the cover of NFLopoly. That's how you knew it was not doing big time.
The Unicode Consortium has released new emojis, 9 new emojis for your phone that will be coming out on Friday on World Emoji Day. Let's see what we got here. You got a butterfly. You got a butterfly net. Pointing thumbs, one to the right, one to the left. A pickle. What do you think you're using the pickle for?
We already got the eggplant for that.
Meteor, eraser, and a lighthouse. And here is, in the middle, a cracking face. It's the smiling emoji with all sorts of cracks going through it. Might replace some people's melting face emoji, which I've seen has become very, very popular.
Are you emoji guys?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay.
Everybody's an emoji.
I'm the basic emoji.
Rarely.
All those he just read.
Not going to touch
won't
them.
see the light of day.
Yeah, there was a really good SNL skit.
Oh, you'll use a pickle emoji
when they announced all the. You'll have a reason. You'll find a reason.
Explain to me why I would do that. I want to.
Well, because you guys serve pickles at Corky's sometimes, right?
Oh, you guys have hamburgers? I can go pickle emoji with or without.
Perfect. See?
Wow.
You're going to be sending a different message to somebody than you mean to with that.
File this one
under.
Going to
offend somebody?
Yeah. Or they're going to show up expecting a little something different. Yeah.
File this one under. I am shocked to find that there is gambling going on here. Fish played a 3-night stand in Noblesville, Indiana recently, and police seized large quantities of psilocybin mushrooms, methamphetamine, LSD, heroin. Fish is a band.
Okay.
It's
like a jam band.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I got it now.
Fentanyl, MDMA, marijuana, and nitrous oxide.
There we go.
Yeah.
Marijuana?
Lots going on with that.
What?
And there were 5 people arrested for felony level dealing and/or possession. And then the district attorney actually was quoted as saying he was, quote, disappointed in the number of people who showed up to engage in illicit behavior, unquote. Shocked.
This just in.
Shocked to find there is gambling going on here in this casino.
Man finds bread at bakery.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on now.
And Soundgarden and Nickelback have announced new albums. Anybody interested in these?
No.
Soundgarden's going to have their last album come
Pass.
out. It does feature Chris Cornell, who died 9 years ago.
Okay,
and
well, that's
then
cooler.
Nickelback. We'll just leave it there.
They're just around.
Their 11th studio album.
They're hanging around.
They brought on metal guitarist John 5. Their song has been released from that album right now. It is called Rattle the Cage. The album will be released October 30th. It is named Everything Under the Sun.
I mean, I'm not going to be a full Nickelback hater. Like, they haven't put out anything good, but it's keeping up with them through 11 albums is a little much for me.
That's what I got for a entertainment report for
Go
you
back
today.
to something you said earlier.
Shoot.
Jimmy Dykes.
Yes.
I
So I saw this tweet from Jimmy yesterday. He's watching NBA Summer League. And Jimmy tweets, and just make sure I get the words immediately right as he tweeted them. There are players in the NBA Summer League right now who will be playing college basketball in the fall, unquote. And I'd save that for what the hell, because I don't think you should be allowed to do this, but also I would not be surprised when and if this happens.
Why wouldn't they be able? There's no rules. What are the rules? I mean,
well,
it's like there's no – I think it comes down to it. Well, even then, I mean, look at what LSU –
I think it's just a here's what I think the rule is, Joe.
Bringing in pros.
All you have to do is if you played in an NBA game, you're no longer eligible.
Absolutely.
I think that's what it comes to.
If you stay in the draft, if you're draft eligible and you didn't get drafted, sorry.
Heck, we had guys drafted. Wasn't it James Najee, the one who went to Baylor?
Yeah.
He was drafted.
Yeah.
I don't know if he signed a contract.
The guy
from Auburn,
the Alabama. The big guy.
Yeah.
LSU has all sorts of guys this next year.
They're basically a summer league team right now.
But they're not in the summer league right now.
Right. Yeah. See, I just, again.
So for the players here, that you see, you look at these box scores. There's a whole litany of players that do not play. Coach's decision, DNP. Mm-hmm. There are more guys on these teams that don't play than do play sometimes. They're not making an NBA roster.
95 to, I would say, now some of the guys have already been on the team that didn't play last year, like guys who are younger for the Utah Jazz. They were on the team last year.
Or Thero. Thero's going to be a part of the Lakers next year.
I don't include those types of guys. But guys who have not been a part of the NBA at all, 95% of those who are in the league right now will not be on a roster. Probably even higher than that. I mean, so again, that's why I was kind of reiterating earlier, don't take summer league success and expect NBA success. It's two totally different monsters. But again, if you're out there playing in the NBA summer league, you're trying to make an NBA team, should not be allowed to go back to college.
Well, like Nick Pringle's out of eligibility.
Right.
He's not going to make the Celtics roster.
Right.
Probably.
But what he's trying to do is catch on somewhere, maybe get some film, get some eyes on him from European teams to where he has something to show Barcelona or whomever, that's looking for a big overseas, to where maybe he can go over there and get a nice contract overseas and make some decent money.
But then there are going to be some players who still have a year of eligibility left.
And they don't make a team, and they're gonna somebody that's struggling, that needs players, needs success. If we put it into Arkansas football situation, if there was a bunch of offensive and defensive linemen that all of a sudden you could bring in August that weren't going to make it NFL camp and be eligible,
right,
and make your team,
it felt like that was close to happening last year.
Make your team awesome.
There was the situation with the Bengals' first-round pick last year. They drafted him from A&M. I think he played defensive end, and there was a contract dispute, and there was a threat for him to go back to A&M because I think he had another year of eligibility. Don't sign a contract.
Yeah.
Should you still be eligible? But if you make yourself eligible for the NFL draft and you get drafted, well, I don't think you're eligible anymore.
Once you declare.
Right. It's different sport to sport. And now, now we're at this position now in the baseball draft where right now you got guys that have decisions to make. Do I want to sign or do I want to go back and play college ball? 98% of them will sign.
Right.
But they still have that. It's still a choice.
Right. But they don't have the choice. They can't say I'm going to sign and then get into a contract dispute. Like if Wiggins, we all thought, Mets drafted him and they were going to kind of, say, hey, maybe we could save $1 million or
but they went
$500,000.
Full value.
Yeah. But again, if they would have started doing that with Wiggins goes, well, I'm going, and maybe that discussion was had before he was drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Hope, on the front side say, look, if you draft, Mets go, well, we're going to draft you. What's your expectation? And if Wiggins goes, I want full value, then they know going in. But you can't not have that discussion and then get in there and go, you draft him and then you start playing hardball with him and he goes, I'm going, you can't. I mean, that's just.
Yeah.
It just feels like that's going to be a real gray area for a long time. And then there's the other side of this. With you'll have 2 Razorbacks on Cal's team this next year that reclassify, that skip over their senior year of high school. Davion Thompson, Caleb Arrigo. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Thompson will, and reading about Arrigo, maybe the same idea.
And as we were talking in the break, I don't know why this hasn't happened sooner, because your first thing you sit on, you go, why would they do that? That's going to make 8 freshmen on the team. Plus you have Seeley, who hopefully comes back, and Richmond. So now there's 10 guys, and Browser from Furman and Wilkinson from Georgia. That makes 12. You basically, we've seen in the first 2 years with Cal, he's like, I want 8 players. I want 8 guys and these guys over here. But now you bring these 2 guys in, and to my understanding, you cannot go to the NBA till you're 19.
That's what it says. That's
Right.
the eligibility.
So these guys are 17, so they're going to be at Arkansas for 2 years, and they're very good players. So why would you not reclassify, go to Arkansas, okay, get a top-notch strength program, top-notch nutrition, top-notch coaching, top-notch competition in practice, and if you get in the game, top-notch, you're getting pushed to the limit. And, oh, by the way, instead of going to your academy and getting paid nothing, we'll pay you $1 million.
That's what those academies, you see all these players coming in from Link or from Overtime Elite or wherever.
You'll get the same, you'll get the better of everything. The only thing you won't get is that you're going to play the whole 40 minutes and you're going to score 55 points against subpar competition.
And they've already seen that. If you've been given a 4-star or 5-star, they've seen you dominate this already.
Why not every day in practice get pushed to the brink? And when you get into the game, get pushed to the brink against SEC competition, have a top-notch weight program, top-notch nutrition, top-notch everything.
All paid for.
And, oh, by the way, here's $1 million.
And make some money.
Yeah. Or $500,000. And then the next year, you've been in the system for a year. Whoever's coming in, you're ahead of them. And worst case scenario, you don't want to stay. Guess what? Let's open it up. Let's open it up for bids. That's your worst case scenario, is that you go to Arkansas, you hate it, and or whatever, and it doesn't work out for you. And if you do the work and push yourself, you just say, hey, look, man, I'm gonna put myself in the portal, and you're gonna get paid. Yeah. That's the worst case scenario.
Well, and it's beneficial for the team if you get a guy for 2 years.
Absolutely.
As a younger, pre-18-year-old and then 18-year-old with the same team under the same system for 2 years, you don't see that a ton anymore. So yeah, that'd be very mutually beneficial.
I remember thinking about that, kind of when all this started. Why wouldn't all these guys reclassify, and why would you go back to Overtime Elite when you could go to LSU or?
So that's where Malik Thomas went his last year.
Right.
It was Overtime Elite. You think under the same situation, if it was a year later,
now again,
would you reclassify?
And again, some of these guys, a year of development, from 15 to 16 to 17, guys can improve 200%. So a lot of times the player you're seeing right now isn't the player, that. So again, you're kind of revisionist, kind of looking back on, but still there's a lot of guys that are good enough right now that have, one more year of high school to go, that are in the position to reclassify. Why would you not go ahead and pull the trigger? I don't.
Now, the oddity, too, is we're going to do birthday trivia here in a moment.
We'll do it after the break.
We'll do it. So call up, 501-661-1037 for the James Razorback Pizza Hotline if you want to join us for birthday trivia with Joe Kleine and Moose. What are we going to give away today?
Tickets to our beer and Rock City Margarita Fest.
That's
the Great
Saturday.
Arkansas Beer Fest, Rock City Margarita Fest. You can get tickets now at 1037thebuzz.com.
Saturday. That'll be good for your stomach. A little beer and a little margarita.
That'll be just perfect, especially as I'm starting up an antibiotic for this parasite.
It could help clear you out. You never know.
The Major League draft.
Throw a little pork nachos in there for you.
I have no appetite whatsoever. So it's like I wanted to close my ears when you were talking about Corkies.
You're like looking at me like, could you move? I got to get out. I got to go down to the restaurant.
Baseball draft is changing. The reclassifying players, they're going to reclassify so that they can get drafted instead of go to college in some cases. It's such a weird alphabet soup of drafts out of college sports. And by the way, with Origo committing to Arkansas, they'll have 6 players that are 6'10" or taller on next year's roster. How about that?
Love some size.
Join us for birthday trivia with Joe Kleine and the Moose right after this on The Zone.
Justin Anker for my friends at Cash in downtown Little Rock. Lunch, dinner, special events, they've got you covered across the board. And not a lot of places can say that, but Cash can. And if you are planning a special event for the summer or the fall, now's the time to get on it. And certainly if you've got a holiday party that you want to get on the books, absolutely need to get that done today. 501-850-0265. You're not going to find a better spot for a special event. Upstairs, up to 150 people in that beautiful space, indoor and outdoor, overlooking the river market. And it comes with free valet parking. Whether you're there for a special event or for dinner or for lunch, Cash is here to help. Online at CashLittleRock.com, C-A-C-H-E, LittleRock.com. And I love the fact that they've got lots of different offerings when it comes to lunch. You can get some lighter offerings, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. And then at dinner, if you want fine dining, a special place to take your special someone, Cash is the spot. But again, for special events, they've got the smaller room downstairs that holds about 30, up to 150 upstairs. It's a wonderful dining experience waiting for you at Cash in downtown Little Rock.
Network Services Group presents Out of Bounds Hotline on 103.7 The Buzz. Network Services Group, one call does it all.
This is SportsCenter.
In the World Cup yesterday, Spain shut out France 2-0 to earn their place in the World Cup final for just the second time in their history. Spain advanced behind goals from Mikel Oyarzabal and Pedro Porro, and they await the winner of today's match between Argentina and England. That game is at 2 this afternoon on Fox. And in NBA Summer League action, former Razorback Trevor Brazile put on a show and led all scorers with 32 points as his Denver Nuggets beat the Oklahoma City Thunder yesterday. He went 11 of 19 from the field, including 6 of 12 from 3, and added 6 rebounds. Darius Acuff Jr. also led both teams in scoring in the Sacramento Kings loss to the Brooklyn Nets. He shot 50% from the field on his way to 26 points and 5 assists. You can see Acuff and the Kings again tonight as they take on the Celtics at 7 on ESPN2, and you can also see if Malik Thomas stays hot as the Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Pelicans at 4:30 on Prime Video. I'm Moose for the Buzz Radio Network.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Join Rick Schaefer and I every afternoon on Arkansas's #1 caller-driven sports show. We'll talk with great guests like Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, Trey Biddy, Hogsports.com, Kevin Bohannon, and a whole lot more. It's all right here from 4 to 7 on 103.7 The Buzz.
Let's see, if you're going to build a pool, tennis court, get dozens of fitness machines, indoor basketball court, pickleball court, it's going to cost you about $12.3 million. Don't have it? That's okay. Join the Little Rock Athletic Club or Racket Club. People will witness the fitness.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
Hello, this is Justin Acree. When joint pain or an injury slows you down, turn to UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Arkansas's largest orthopedic team and the state's most fellowship-trained surgeons offer expert care for sports injuries and problems affecting the hip, knee, shoulder, spine, hand, foot, ankle, and more. Care is easy to access at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital and the new location on Rodney Parham in Little Rock, next to UAMS Health Urology Center. For walk-in care, choose UAMS Ortho now. Call 501-686-TOSH. When you think ortho, think UAMS.
We got the big deals, the big rock.
I've been a little surprised by how far people will come just to visit us.
People will travel just to get the best deal.
We've got $15,000 off Ram HDs this month. Ram half-tons start at just $35,900, or you can get 0% financing.
And don't forget Wranglers. They have 0% financing and start at $35,000. Take the short, beautiful drive to Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton.
Or visit us online at chriscranecars.com.
Big rock
fitness.
Serious injuries happen every day. If it happens to you, don't wait. Dial 8. Dial 8 for Rainwater Holton Sexton. 888-8888. Anywhere in the state, dial 8. We've got you covered, Arkansas.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Welcome back to The Zone, live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio with your hosts, Justin Acree and Phil Elson.
It's from Arkansas. I hope it's good.
On 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, Moose, we got our contestants here for birthday trivia.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Birthday Trivia in the Zone is brought to you by Brewski's Pub and Grub. Your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night. With locations in Little Rock and North Little Rock. Come get your grub on.
All right, whoever gets me, I just hope I know the people. I don't know their birthday. I just hope I know who they are.
I don't have too many birthdays today. There aren't that many, but there are a lot of good this date in history.
Yeah,
things.
I'm bad at that part. I suck at that.
Peyton, you're with Joe. Eric, you're with Moose.
Sorry, Peyton.
Starting here, you guys probably have this thing on your phone. Today, on today's date, San Francisco-based podcast company Odeo officially releases Twitter, which then was typed TWTRR, a short messaging service to the public. The first tweet sent by Jack Dorsey said, just getting up my TWTRR. What year was Twitter released? Moose.
2008.
No. Joe.
2009.
2006. So that is going to be
wrong
Moose.
way.
We'll
the wrong way.
That one. Moose, I forgot to send you this song, unfortunately, but this is a song that was released onto YouTube initially. And on YouTube right now in the last, well, I won't tell you how many years, it currently is at 5.9 billion views. Might be the most viewed thing on YouTube.
Thing or
it's a song, and it is sang in Korean.
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style. Moose gets that one. What year was Gangnam Style released? Today. Joe.
I know you know
First
that
of all,
one at
it's
least.
a stupid song. It's a stupid song.
It's a really meaningful dance, though.
And the name of the song is stupid.
And the lyrics.
And the year it came out was dumb, too.
I have no idea. I'm going 2002.
Nope.
2010.
2012. Okay. Moose will get that one. All right, here is...
And the year it came out was stupid, too.
On this date, newly formed Ford Motor Company takes his first order from a Chicago dentist named Ernst Fenning. He ordered an $850 two-cylinder Model A. Car was produced at Ford's Mack Street factory and delivered to the great doctor a week later. What year did Ford Motor Company take its first order? Joe.
1909.
No.
Ooh, that's about where I was going. I'm going to go 1907.
1903. Moose of 4-0. This man was a senator from Arizona who lost the presidential election to Lyndon Johnson.
John McCain.
Barry Goldwater. That is correct, Joe.
I don't know that.
On this date, Senator Barry Goldwater of Arizona is nominated by the Republican Party for November's presidential election. What year?
It's in the 60s. We had an election in the 62, or is it the late 50s? I'm going 62.
Nope.
Joe, I'm sorry if I get this right because this is a total guess. 63.
64. 1964, where he lost to Lyndon Johnson 486 to 56 electoral votes. On this date, Babe Ruth tied the Major League Baseball home run record held by Roger Connor. You want to take a guess at the number of home runs, Moose?
What was the? He tied it.
He tied the Major League home run record.
That was nothing.
Like
138.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
What year did he tie the record on this date?
He got to that pretty quick, I assume.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with like 1924.
No.
25.
21, Moose. Man, this
the
is
wrong
not going
way,
well, Joe. Not going well. On this date, Jack Nicklaus completes his third career Grand Slam by winning the Open Championship at St. Andrews. Joe?
72.
No.
68.
78. Joe will get that one. Nicklaus won 6 Masters, 5 PGAs, 4 U.S. Opens, and 3 British Opens. This was his 15th of the 18 majors that he won. On this date, this player set a record for consecutive games played in Major League Baseball.
Cal Ripken Jr.
This date, he moved to third base, which ended his streak of 2,216 consecutive starts at shortstop. What year did that happen?
97.
No. Joe?
It's running around. It's in 97. 96.
Bingo bango. Joe gets that one. We're closing up.
$1,
It is 6-4,
Bob.
Moose. Here is our last on this date. On this date, the Philadelphia Phillies became the first known professional sports team with 10,000 franchise losses. They currently, as a franchise, have 10,357 wins and 11,435 losses. What year did they lose their 10,000th game, the Phillies? Joe?
2011.
No.
You said they've got 11,000 something losses
11,435. So
Okay.
they've lost 1,435 games since then.
What'd you say?
11.
2011.
2007.
Bingo, bango. Oh my goodness.
Quick math.
Wow. All right, I got 5 birthdays for today.
Okay.
All right. This woman is an actress. She was in Beverly Hills Cop 2. She was in Cobra. She was married to Sylvester Stallone.
Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen. Joe got that out first. Joe, how old is Bridget Nielsen today?
Bridget. Long, tall.
Brigitte.
Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute along with Bridget.
She went on to marry Flavor Flav.
Okay, I'm ready.
That look on your face. Oh, yes.
Yeah, back in the day, she had it going on a little bit.
She played Drago's wife in Rocky IV, too, right?
I gotta say, she's got to be 70.
No.
72.
63. Joe's getting a little closer.
Wow,
Moose
I'm
is
older,
up.
I'm older than her.
8-6. This man is an actor. He played a football star in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He has been, let's see what movies that he might have been in here that you guys remember. Last King of Scotland. I think he won an Oscar for that. Godfather
Forrest
of Harlem.
Whitaker?
Forrest Whitaker. The last thing I was going to go with was The Lazy Eye.
Gotcha.
How old is Forrest Whitaker today? Moose?
68.
No.
69.
65. Moose will get that one.
Wait!
This man was a professional wrestler and a governor.
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, Jesse Ventura.
Jesse, the Body Ventura,
Minnesota.
has a birthday today. Well, how old is Jesse Ventura today, Joe?
75.
Bingo, bango, Joe.
Oh, no.
Wow, that is perfect. You are just one behind Moose with 2 birthdays left. This woman is a famous singer. I believe she had the most number ones of any female in the
Carole
1970s.
Carly Simon.
And she
Barbra Streisand.
was on Blue Bayou.
Linda Ronstadt.
Linda Ronstadt,
Oh,
Joe.
my God.
How old is Linda Ronstadt today? Moose.
Ooh.
No idea. 77.
Nope.
76.
80. Moose.
Oh,
All right.
Jeez, I don't even believe I missed that.
This is really close. Moose is up 10-9 with 1 birthday left. This man is a basketball player.
Me.
He's an all-star.
If you sat here the whole time and didn't tell us it was your birthday.
When
He
you
is
said
more
when
known-
he said he was an all-star, that
He is more known
That
for
left
playing for Portland than the team that he currently plays for.
damn.
His nickname starts with the words big game.
Dame Lillard.
Dame Lillard.
Time. Well, he still plays for Portland.
Birthday today.
He's back with Portland.
Is he back with Portland now?
That's what threw me off. I was going to say Dame.
Yeah.
Put a
little asterisk.
I can't give you a point then for that one, Moose.
Peyton.
All right, so how old is Dame Lillard today? Moose.
38.
No.
Oh, he's younger than that. He's 37.
He's 36, which means we have a tie. So we've got to go to the ACC tiebreaker.
Oh, God.
Of this is going to be decided, unfortunately, by the team success ranking provided by Sports Source and Analytics. That's unfortunate. That means I got to come up with one more, right? I've got to have a tiebreaker for this.
Yeah.
We've got to have one more for a tiebreaker. And so let me go down to my bottom list here.
If I can't have Dame, then yeah, we're 10-10.
Of birthdays. And let's see if I can find one more for you here. All right. Unfortunately, I think this one might help you out a little bit more, though, Joe. This man is a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Jerry Rice.
No.
Steve. All right, keep going.
He won 4 Super Bowls.
Stallworth.
John Stallworth has a birthday today, which puts you up 1. How old is Stallworth today?
74.
And you are correct.
What?
Joe, with a massive comeback. Oh, my goodness.
From way behind.
Congratulations,
right.
Peyton.
Sheesh.
You've won admission to the Great Arkansas Beer Fest Rock City Margarita Fest, and that was a comeback for the ages.
That's Saturday?
What a show.
That's Saturday.
Peyton, you're welcome for the hangover you're going to have on Sunday.
Wow.
That comes to you sponsored by Corky's Ribs and Barbecue. Your hangover on Sunday is sponsored by Corky's.
Your hangover removal at Corky's
Joe,
on
is
Sunday.
is this the greatest comeback of your career?
Whole time.
It must be. That was impressive.
I was down and
Sorry, Eric. Try back again tomorrow. Jeez.
I knew it was going to help
Eric's
him
tried
out.
every day this week.
Unfortunately, once I got into a wide receiver who made most of his plays in the 70s and early 80s, I kind of thought you might have been a little screwed over there, Moose.
That's all right.
But
I'll
then
get
again,
I'll get somebody tomorrow.
You know, I can get blamed for giving misinformation on Dame Lillard, as I was unaware that he had re-signed back with Portland. So congratulations, Peyton. Free admission to the Great Arkansas Beer Fest, Rock City Margarita Fest, which is this Saturday at the State House Convention Center. Thanks to Oaklawn and Tito's Handmade Vodka, and of course here at the Buzz.
Tickets are cheaper if you get them now. They go up day of, so get them before.
Let's check out some texts here. We got a question out of the 501. Remember Jim Everett's outburst on the Jim Rome show? You brought up Jim Everett. I think he's probably more famous for that than anything he did in his career, and he was a pretty good NFL quarterback for a while there.
He was heavily featured in the NFLopoly 90s board game.
Asked about the baseball up their full scholarships. They did to 34, so they don't need the partial scholarships anymore. Ron says, go England. That's who I'm pulling. I'm rooting for England today.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't take sides in the Falkland War, but I'll take sides in this one.
This is more important, some would say.
Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon in the movie, so that means Art Carney would have been on the Broadway production of The Odd Couple.
Who?
Art Carney, he was on The Honeymooners.
Who was, Walter Matthau and who?
Jack Lemmon in the movie.
Jack Lemmon, that's right.
And of course, later on, they did Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah. Well, and they did the President movie was super underrated. I can't think of what it's called, but they play presidents who go right after each other and go up against each other.
They basically
basically
played Felix and Oscar in all the other movies they did together.
Yes, yeah.
Why would they play anything else?
What's it called? Hold on.
But then, of course, in when you're talking about the Grumpy Old Men movies, Anne Margaret and why am I forgetting those gorgeous Italian actress from the second?
Oh, Sophia.
Yeah, those were not an odd couple.
Oh.
Anne Margaret and Sophia were not an odd couple at all. In fact, they could have been in the same photo at any time together, and I think we would have been just okay with that.
I'm thinking of My Fellow Americans, by the way.
That's the one.
That's James Garner. Never mind.
That is the one.
Different old guy.
Another question here. Are you guys excited about the Odyssey at all? I'm fired up about the Odyssey.
My wife even looked at me, and she doesn't like Lord of the Rings.
Like big, long
Star
epics.
Wars and stuff like that is not her thing, and she was like, she wanted to go see that.
Is it Brad Pitt? Is it because of Brad Pitt?
No, it's Matt Damon.
Is it because of Matt Damon?
Yeah.
So
Brad Pitt played Achilles in Troy. That was like 20 22 years ago.
Yeah, she would watch that, and she wouldn't, like, I'd ask her a question, and she wouldn't respond to it.
Get the napkin out, start dabbing the drool off her face.
Well, what are we going to see tomorrow, Moose? Tomorrow's going to be our acre-free movie date.
We're either going to look at the, depending on the time, we'll look at The Invite. That's Seth Rogen, Olivia Wilde, Penelope Cruz, Javier
Looks good.
Bardem.
I've seen the trailer.
What's his name? Edward Norton. They're all in that. Or the Gail Daughtry Sex Pass with John Hamm and all them. So whichever time works better, we'll hit one of those up. All right.
Well, I guarantee you I'm not eating popcorn during the movie.
Good. Just
wrap up hour number 3 and the show, and visit in with Wes Moore and do What's on Tap after this.
Just an acre for Burroughs in Mr. Frank's, a long-standing, iconic luxury eyewear shop in the Heights. There are a lot of places to get eyewear, and if you just want to be average, that's an option. But if you want to stand out from the crowd, you go to the best. Burroughs and Mr. Frank's, family-owned and operated opticians that feature high-end designer eyewear that you're not going to find anywhere else. Brands like Cartier and Gucci, State Optical, Salt, and they get all of their lenses from high-tech lens crafter Zeiss. They make lenses for cameras and telescopes and microscopes and, of course, glasses. And you can only find them at Burroughs and Mr. Frank's. They do all the fitting and lab work right in their own store lab. So go by and see the team over there and get a design that fits your look. All Zeiss lenses have special properties as well. They're ground into the lens that protects your eyes from sun and light. They even have lenses for heavy computer use. And if you need protective eyewear for sports, they've got you covered there too. They also have top brands for sunglasses. It's all under one roof. It's Burroughs and Mr. Frank's, 5901 Street in the Heights.
When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, whether it's damage from smoke, water, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. Their extensively trained team, state-of-the-art equipment, and 24/7 rapid response will help get your life back on track fast. Because this isn't just their service area, it's their home. When you need them, find them at rainbowrestores.com. Rainbow Restoration, where they restore, you recover. Services performed by an independently owned and operated franchise.
Hi folks, Jeff Peters here, Hagen's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Morrilton. July is all about freedom. Here at Hagen's, we know you have the freedom to choose where you buy a vehicle, and we want your business. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, come let us prove it to you. No gimmicks, no hassles, and no BS. As far as pricing, well, we haven't been in business for over 50 years because our prices are too high. But don't take my word for it. Stop by and let us prove it to you. Come see us at Hagen's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Morrilton today, or check us out online at HagensMotors.com. Welcome to the family.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports, is now available right here in the state of Arkansas. And on the biggest soccer stage in the world this summer, FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports, is changing the soccer game with a feature built for soccer fans. Because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. It can happen at any moment. 1 minute they're on the pitch creating chances, and the next they're heading to the bench. Well, not anymore with FanDuel Super Sub. If your soccer player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. When your player leaves the match, your bet automatically continues on with a substitute player. So whether the action happens early, late, or deep into stoppage time, you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started now. FanDuel, in partnership with Oaklawn Sports. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 plus and present in Arkansas. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hawks Homes, Arkansas's #1 dealer. Hawks have homes as small as a 1-bedroom all the way to 5 bedrooms. Hawks has several lot models at both locations that you can save thousands. Hawks has a 5-bedroom that's only $55 per square foot. Don't have land? No problem. Hawks can help you finance the land and all the improvements all in one package. Located in Conway at the Dave Ward exit in Bryant on I-30. Visit our homes online at hawkshomes.net.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over a decade ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, roll-off dumpsters, and street sweepers. Proud to be Arkansas's only authorized dealer for New Way refuse trucks and Timco street sweepers. Your authorized dealer for Galfab roll-off and hook lift trucks. You can get parts and service for all makes and models with technicians traveling the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
You're listening to The Zone, Arkansas's longest-running midday sports talk show with Justin Acree, Bill Elson, and Moose.
Google us! We are
magnificent.
On 103.7 The Buzz. What's on Tap? Highlighting the biggest sporting events each day is brought to you by Flyway Brewing, with locations in Argenta, Breckenridge Village, Memphis, and Fayetteville. For more info, go to flywaybrewing.com. Fresh beer starts there. Follow the migration.
Let's see on Buzz 2, 7 o'clock, Trey and S.J. Tui, athletics director from Louisiana Monroe. He, of course, was a little boy depicted in The Blind Side and also was a staffer at Arkansas for a year or two. That is from the short grass, 7 o'clock on Buzz 2. On television today, hey, if you're interested in watching Davion Thompson, probable Razorback reclassified guard, he is playing in the Peach Jam, the EYBL Peach Jam today, 2 o'clock, 3:30 games on NBA TV. There's lots of NBA Summer League to watch. You'll have Utah at San Antonio on Amazon Prime at 8:30, Boston and Sacramento at 7 o'clock on ESPN2. Just a couple of the games that got Razorback connections with them. The ESPYs on ABC tonight at 7 o'clock, and that's about it. Of course, 2 o'clock, FIFA World Cup semifinal with England and Argentina. And if you really need that soccer itch to be scratched later on in the evening, the USL Championship, 6:30 CBS Sports Network, Pittsburgh at Sporting Jacks.
I think USL is one level above the Rangers. I think. So they're one level away from being put on TV.
Just show you how much I know about Pittsburgh sports. I think that's the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And
what an awesome name.
Hey, I will watch any Pittsburgh team that's playing in a championship, but not that one. Hey,
yeah,
it's like I told you before.
Soccer. Only World Cup soccer.
I'm going to be into World Cup soccer, and that's it when it comes to soccer. Like, I can't get into the MLS. I can't get into EPL, and I certainly can't get into the USL, at least not yet.
Fair.
All right. We got Wes on with us. Wes and Joe.
Let's see.
You guys back
Yeah,
there?
what's up, fellas?
Hi, Wes. Where are you guys today?
We are back at First Community Bank out in West Little Rock. It's the Big Miller High School Football Media Days, and already had a large group of schools come through this morning, and we got more to come through this afternoon. So we're going to talk some high school football. We also have Kevin Bohannon on with us. We'll talk some Razorback baseball and Razorback football with him. And we'll talk about Trevin Brazil and, Razorback basketball. It'll be a loaded show today. And, of course, we've got an eye on the World Cup and seeing who else is going to move on to the finals today.
Yeah, I know I was texting with Cabo earlier, Wes, about Carson Wiggins signing for full slot value. So, I mean, that's two surprises for the drafting of Wiggins. One, being drafted ahead of Dietz, and second, full slot value. I think both were a surprise.
Yeah, he had his number that it was going to take. And I just can't think, Phil, that number was $3.4 million or whatever it ended up being. I kind of thought the number would be like, $1.5, $2 million, something like that. What a pleasant surprise. And you'll love this story. I was talking with Michael Dietz, or texting back and forth with Dietz's dad yesterday. He told me, of course, how proud they were. And, when you know what all work he went through, the rehab and everything. But he said for just a prime example of his work ethic, signed his contract, and yesterday morning he was up at working out 7:30 in the morning getting ready. Wow. Just doing his normal routine. Hasn't changed a bit, even though he's a millionaire now.
Yeah, Dietz kind of has a little bit of that just put your head down, go to work, and work hard mentality. Dietz signed a little under the slot value by about $300,000. Wiggins got right at slot value. Ryder Helfer could be next. His slot value is $5.24 million. And there's a lot of teams that are trying to save money with what they're offering in the first round so they can sign players later on.
It just makes sense. Use that for some of the guys and entice those, 10 through 20. give a little extra money and get them and try to get a steal of the draft, right? Maybe you thought this was going to be a second or third round guy. Save a little money here or there, draft the guy in the 11th round, and it's like you get an extra second or third round pick.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be a fun show on Out of Bounds later on, Wes. We'll be listening, that's for sure. Joe, always appreciate you coming in and doing this with us. It's always a fun job, always a fun time.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, brother.
Another acre-free version of The Zone tomorrow. Kevin Bohannon coming in. And who else? We got a busy day tomorrow on The Zone, don't we?
Yeah, Dr. O'Malley will be here. We'll hear from Mayor Frank Scott. We'll talk to Zach Gillum, get some odds on some whatever sports are left coming up. And, yeah, it's going to be busy.
You're welcome, Peyton.
Peyton is so pumped.
Hey, can I just say, you saw
is mine.
the
It got you
greatest
some money at Corky's,
comeback
too.
in
Yeah.
birthday trivia history happened today.
I know.
Joe, you deserve a medal for that one.
Thank
you. You got it.
This is going up on his mantle next to the gold medal.
Stay tuned for Out of Bounds with
Yes,
Wes and
it's
Joe.
out.
That is next here on 103.7 The Buzz.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Hey, it's Howie at Robert Irwin Jewelers, and during the